Welcome back to Dinset's Tech Not Badass. I'm your arrogant host, Von Fry. Tonight, we're going to be playing a different game. We're getting back over on the Switch 2, rented from the library. The Rogue Prince of Persia. I don't have a storied career in Prince of Persia games. Maybe the first one I played was the sister game to this from just the other year. What was it, like the Third Crown or something, or Crown Jewel, and I don't know. Whatever. I liked it, but this will be more of a roguelike or a roguelite. I'm not really sure. Mr. 10 Years was in here. Somebody's got to tell him. Vaughn was actually on time for like the last week, and now I've screwed it up. Got a phone call from my grandma. It's Mother's Day. So that set me behind. I just got out of the shower. That ran a little long. And I look at my watch and it's going off. It tries to warn me at 7:20. And it's 7:29. I'm like, oh, crap. Then I get a call. At any rate, I've got Reese's Pieces. I've got Red Bull. What say you we go ahead and start getting things rolling here? Anything new over on the Switch? You know, it takes like a day for... They kind of drug their feet on that Star Fox Direct, didn't they? Like, oh, we got Animal Crossing, and I have Animal Crossing. What do these mean? I don't know, but we'll find out tomorrow when I start Animal Crossing. Mock Rider. Excite Bike. Did they, like, just add Excite Bike 64 to NSO? Is that what that's about? I'm guessing that's what that's about. Welcome, Banjo. How you guys doing? I've got the Legend of Zelda shirt that's too tight. Oh, look at this. What is the Virtual Boy doing here? Tomodachi Life. Can you have a Virtual Boy? Can you give a Virtual Boy to your me? Why a hedgehog? Is that a slant? Like, are they trying to like take a swing there? Ninja Turtles, Howard the Duck, Sonic the Hedgehog. Clearly, that's what they're referencing. All right, let's go. I should have this download and update. It was a game key card, so everybody hates it by default, right? Isn't that the way it works? It has Excitebike 64 been on NSO for a while. That's what I want to know. Not a lot of fanfare there. No music, no whirly-do animations. Connect me now. How about no? Playing the Rogue Prince of Persia while connected to the internet requires you to be logged into... This will let you enjoy Ubi. I would rather just not. This is single player, right? I don't need to do that. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Okay, hold on here. It might be pulling up information on me here. Can I skip this? Or you gotta be kidding me. So Excitebike 64 isn't new. Can I turn off my Wi-Fi? I don't want to forget network and have to do all that. Oh, Lord, this sucks balls. I had Ubisoft Plus for like a little bit. The end of 2023, I think. So I probably have a password saved. Why would this game require you to be online? Can this honestly not be played mobile? You know what? Forget it. I'm going to see if I can turn off my, like, go offline. This is balls. Close software. Hold on, guys. Nowhere! Hey, Vaughn got called into work tonight, so I won't stick around. Hey, that's fine. This will probably be repetitive. In fact, we're off to a bad start here. as we are forced to be online. I'm trying to, I don't want to forget my internet. No, don't clear, no, God, no. No. Sorry, I have to, yeah, I thought I would not shave. I haven't shaved since Friday. I think I shaved Friday just before the stream or thereabouts. And then I didn't shave yesterday and I didn't shave today. And I thought that would give me that Persian look of the guy on the box art, which, by the way, I asked Grok to make him thick and it gave him like big leg. It didn't really make him weird. It's kind of wild. Ubi Soft. Okay, I do have an Ubisoft account, guys, but this is balls. This is not a fun way to enter stuff. Make sure you create a strong password you can't remember and is going to be hard to type. I have to show you this screen because I got to log in. You guys all chat with each other. Everybody say hi to Nowhere and all that. I can see now why there are 0 people streaming this on Twitch. Because this, you have to connect online stuff is balls. Luciferian, yo! We have a problem. This game will, you are not, seemingly not allowed to play this offline. Total balls. I have to enter an alphabet soup of stuff. No easy way to do this. It's a single player game. There is no justification. This probably alone, game regardless, is struck the ire of the internet. Even though you do this like once and you don't do it again, to greet the new player with this is not how one makes a good first impression. It's like using the worst pickup line at the bar, isn't it? Okay, let's see here. Can we do this? And I have been playing. I don't know how your stuff went from orange to pink there, Luciferian. Is this a fake Luciferian? I don't know. Oh my God, my password is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't see it as I type. Making it easy to lose track. Oh, balls. I wonder if those dashes are part of it. This is the worst. I've been playing Resident Evil Requiem. I managed to complete the mode, but when you do it, it gets harder. You get more ranks. Shoot, is that a 1 or an L? Watch this screw up. Invalid password. Hee. Yeah, okay. Try it without those dashes. Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to entertain yourselves for a second here. But I did redeem a fancy knife or hatchet in Resident Evil, and for 5 straight hours after the stream, I couldn't get it to appear as a drop. I was like, what is our glitch? Then I restarted the game, shut it down, restart it, and all of a sudden it was appearing like every other run. And I'm actually making pretty good progress. It is pretty unbalanced and unfair, but they kind of do it that way on purpose to treat it as like a post-game bonus. You can't be serious here. If I could read my password to see if I wrote it right. This game requires you to create an account and all this balls stuff. I'm pretty sure I have an account because I have had an Ubisoft Plus account for a little bit. It's a single player game that has to be online. So, well, it's in our interest to make sure no one pirates our game, right? We may need to do a fundraiser for Nowhere so that he can get a Switch too. How's the fundraiser for him going to work out? What are we going to do? You create an account. Entered my email address not available. Is that your way of trying to say you already have an account? Here, I'm going to hit forgotten password. Then I'll enter my name. We may not be playing this. I've got Living on a Prayer stuck in my head. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Probably because of that stupid State Farm ad. Oh, and then Bon Jovi can show up and an email's been sent. Joy Division. You have I do have a GoFundMe, but even those are taxed. Oh yeah, that's why the government allows it. That's why the government allows GoFundMe, so that they can get those tax revenues. Whatever you do with your money, the government ultimately gets it. Spend it, we get it. Keep it, we get a piece, right? Click here to reset. This is infuriating. We value your privacy, blah blah. This is all a scheme to make sure that you. Okay, can I please look at the damn password? F you. No, create a strong password. We're only going to accept these super strong passwords. That's the only ones we're going to accept, guys. Or log in with Facebook, Twitch, PlayStation, Steam, or Xbox. Nintendo is not one of the freaking options. Like, now prove you're not a damn robot. Piss on my face. Ugh. Guys, we could be looking at the first negative game review. Like below 0. We could be heading that direction right now. Which one's a bus? Nope, that's a stop sign. Don't give me a... Oh, try again. Now, do you know what stairs look like? Prove you're not a robot. Log in. Invalid email or password. Put up a poll right now asking for big butts or flat butts. I don't understand. What's the waffle or pancakes versus peach? I thought the peach thing was a big butt. Oh, wait, are pancakes not? I can't tell what password this made up. I can now if I type it, if I look at this here, it did come up with a new password. So how is that not valid? Update the password. Yes, here we are. Here we are. Okay. We are in, but we're not in on the, you know how like when you want to sign in, oh, let's add Netflix, Paramount Plus, Hulu, whatever. You want to add that to your TV. Oh, hit the, take your phone, QR code, you're in, you know, log in on the app on your phone, you're in. This is not cool. Okay, we're going to give this one more chance here, okay? Ubisoft. I've got special characters out the ass. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try this with the hyphens. I don't know if that's part of it. Let me look at another password real quick. Maybe the hyphens are part of it. I'm not even a customer. I'm going to send them a sternly worded letter over this. I'm probably off. Shit, I can't read it. I can't turn on the look at the buttons you pushed. It's hard enough for me to type on this controller. I can't. Has anybody played this on Nintendo? Like, has anyone ever actually played this game? I don't know if playing Animal Crossing is in the works. I've told people we were going to start that tomorrow, but I don't even know if they saw that I was doing it. This is okay. I'm going to try this 2 more times if I can keep track of my dashes. It's in. Okay. This game is currently at a -10 and it has to work its way out. Okay, so it has started the review at -10 points and now it must somehow climb its way into the positive. The Rogue Prince of Persia came out in December. Might have been elsewhere and then it comes out on Game Keycard in December for the Switch. I don't know, but it's on the Switch too. And if you go to the store, hold on. Actually, I probably had a better way to look at that, didn't I? This will be quicker. It mentions nothing about the stats. Very peculiar. It says nothing of 4K, 120 hertz, special, it has, I guess they're only going to call stats out if it's a Switch 2 update, That's the only time they give a shit about stats. 1.3 gigs game key card. So yeah, that was a choice. I got to turn off this ExpressVPN thing. No one signed up. I think one person clicked on it. And yeah, I get like $20 if you sign up and get your 4 months free. There you go. I have some new buttons to show you guys. Hey, wait, is Anna still here? I've got a button for Anna. It might be able to. Here we go.
Send nudes.
It might be able to climb its way out. It may not be that hard to get out of -10. I'm just saying that, like, they're starting in a hole here. And you know what? It almost makes me this mad.
They turn the friggin' frogs gay.
So those are our 2 new buttons, guys. It wasn't a welcome screen. It wasn't a, like, welcome to the wonderful world of Prince of Persia. It's dark and mysterious, but first, you're going to have to create an account. No, it was, we're going to track you like you have an ankle monitor. And if you don't know the password, screw you. You can't copy and paste it from your smartphone or your computer. You can't log in from Nintendo. Come travel. I have to read this shit. I need like a prop knife or a noose or something. Jesus. Damn. Come, traveler, sit, rest your weary bones. Why couldn't the game start like this? It is a single freaking player game. It has no reason to be online. And hear the story of the Great Persian War, the war called Password Not Valid. It's a tale of Persians and Huns and email accounts that we say don't exist, for their future story is our story. Many, many years ago, on a day as dark as night, from the depths of the cold northern steppes, or is it steeps? Wish I could make them sound alerts. We could play with our channel points. Wish you would make them sound alerts. Are channel points a Twitch or YouTube thing, or I guess I'm not really too aware of channel point stuff. I do need to look into that sound alerts thing. Okay. Yeah, but then the people on YouTube are gonna be like, what? There ain't anything for me to interact with. So I don't know. The horde of Nogay the Hun, driven by, and he's into those peaches, not those waffles. Driven by strange and savage magic, descended upon the mighty kingdom of Persia. The fate of the kingdom would come to rest on the shoulders of one eager to prove himself worthy. A prince. Let me guess, of Persia? A prince whose secret would make him the arbiter of his people's fate. A prince of Persia. The bracket almost seems like silent film, you know? Like, what is his name? Valentino? What was his name? The old silent film guy? Eyeliner? The first iteration of Jared Leto. Who am I thinking of? I need Twitch features, huh? The sound alerts. Look at that stunning animation. Not as good as new Cutie Honey's animation. I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. I need to watch some more, Dawn. I think I'm about halfway. She had to go up on a spaceship because that guy Choke got captured. That is some jank animation, I'm sorry. Wow. How do you guys like that immersion breaking serial number at the bottom of the screen telling you what version you're playing? Holy hell. Thoughts on Chud the Builder? I'm only familiar with this guy because one of the few podcasts I keep up with is Fearless with Jason Whitlock, so I don't seem racist. And he's been mentioning this guy who goes around Nashville yelling out, "Nah," and then saying who will chimp out. I don't like any social media prank stuff. I think we need laws against bothering the public. Full on, like harsh, jail time. If you bother people who are on the job, you go into jail. Like, not even playing that. It almost feels like the government allows this BS because the ad revenue generates tax revenue. I'm not even playing. No, it's going to be burnt in your screen over here. Usually you see that at the like start menu up in the corner, and it has like your name, so they know who. If you got the game early and you're leaking stuff or whatever, it has some, like a bit of a thing there. Yeah, there is some limits to the free speech, like yelling fire in a theater sort of stuff. Things purposely to endanger people. It sounds like people are putting a green light out on them. Like some rappers are going to GoFundMe a defense for whoever shoots them. Or punches them upside the head. Like, GoFundMe. Jason Whitlock is on top of this. He said just the other day, GoFundMe, GiveSendGo, they're going to be used to weaponize behavior. Hey, I'll pay the legal defense of anybody who like sucker punches Taylor Swift in the cooch. Okay, fine, you got it. I'll get famous doing it. Big legal support thing. I'll be walking away, Like that's that's where we're headed. We're in like a dystopia that we never even imagined. However, I do have an idea for a fun game that could be done at bars or public on the street, man on the street stuff. And it does require one black friend, but I think I know the guy. Will he do it? Probably not. Because in Kansas, people have like jobs and they can't you're so wrapped up in your job, you can't do anything like outside of it. So you never can get anybody to help with a project or anything. Freedom of speech, huh? Ugh, my head. I was fighting the Huns. Yeah. Father and mother must have sent the army to stop the horde by now. Should be able to see the battle from atop this hill. This is why it's 1.3 gigs, guys. No talking. If I hurry, I can join before it's over. He like climbs up that automatically. This is a analog stick only game over here. Okay, already I think that what was it? 2 Crowns. What was the previous Prince of Persia? It was pretty damn good. Hold LZ for what? Is he gonna dig? What am I holding that for? Oh, okay. That's a little different. Wait, why was there a fire? What was that about? Huh, I hit my head and I don't remember how to open doors. But there's this guide telling me. No, Prince of Persia, the people were upset because the guy had the new influencer haircut that they put on all the black characters. You know, like, he had, like, a version of the Killmonger haircut, right? So people were freaking out over that. That was a pretty good game. Pretty good. And now I can't remember the name of it. I played it on Ubisoft Plus. Alright, I think we're gonna have to climb like this. You can only go so far. No, this kind of like was a shadow drop thing. It's like just happened. I don't think there was like much hubbub. Let's see if I can climb on these. Oh. Does this sound Persian, this music? Does this sound authentically Persian? Oh, as he was sliding. You guys like that move? It didn't even tell me anything on screen to do that. That's kind of crazy. It does look like some indie slop. I think that Ubisoft pimped this out. You know, like Sony, like pimped out the God of War IP for a roguelike or something. I think they kind of did the same thing here, if I had to guess. Running and jumping is kind of fun. Am I going to fight? Ah, Prince, you're awake. The city. Oh, what's going on? The Huns launched their attack. They've made it to your father's palace, judging by the destruction. And, well, all the not gay happening. Hold on, is this a guy? Because that I was doing that as a chick voice. She's like 7 feet tall. But that's impossible. I only just fought Noge. Even his swiftest warriors couldn't have reached the city that quickly, and Mother's army would have stopped them. I'm afraid the Huns swept aside the Persian army, and your mother, the queen, almost as quickly as Noge defeated you, Prince. Louise, thoughts on Nintendo, once again, making a remake of Star Fox 64 rather than making a completely new game? I shall answer your question as though it was a super chat, because that's how nice I am. I did a trailer kind of like reaction thing to it, in that I learned of it essentially being a remake. As dismayed as I am of it being a remake rather than a new adventure, it doesn't help that a very playable, good version of Star Fox 64 exists on your Switch 2 right now in the form of NSO Plus expansion pack. I would have rather we had a new game and new experiences, but I did pre-order, and I should get it the day it comes out physically from Walmart. I will say that they added a new objective, like just a few little things that pique my interest. I'm hoping it's 4K 60, and I think that the making your camera work with your face is kind of cool. It'd be kind of hard for me to do. My laptop's kind of in the way of some of that. Maybe I can figure something out. I have, you know, I forgot what somewhere I put the webcam I used to use when I was doing Twitch on Xbox years back. But the online could be more impressive. Wait, 3 arenas? No. The online needs to be like really structured. If you're going to give us not a real campaign, a redo for a campaign, then show us that you put the effort in the online, okay? Like Overwatch. There could be a whole lot, like Season 2, we added this guy. Now there's a panda, you know, like new fighters, new planes. In the old game, you could unlock the tank. You could get down on your feet and run and shoot, and it was awful. But now it's only R-Wing. Why is that, Nintendo? 30 years later, you can't have anything but an R-wing and you're fighting, you know. Yeah, the fact that it's online multiplayer is nice, but that should go without saying. Nintendo does not embrace the online multiplayer as much as other companies. I feel like on Xbox 360, everything had online multiplayer, online support. You had to have achievements, you had to have something online. If nothing else, a leaderboard. Now they're just like, whatever. Do whatever you want. Make a beat 'em up with no online play. Screw it. Couch co-op. Yeah, it's 2020. Everybody's locked down, but couch co-op, screw it. No, you don't need to have online support. So that is irksome that Nintendo can't embrace that as much as I'd hope they would. But I also don't think that the art style is awful. The original promotion material had puppets. They delved into a more realistic taxidermy design before. I think that it is strange, though, that they showed a kind of Breath of the Wild mock-up cartoon moment in the direct there, which was a scene from the Super Mario Galaxy movie that should have shown the cards as to what they intend to do with Star Fox in games, and yet they didn't. So very weird. And I'm not sure if that means that that art style would return for a Star Fox movie. Would a Star Fox movie look like the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, or would it look like that scene with Fox McCloud and his bros? That's the question. All right, so did you get enough answer there for free? Because I sure hope so. All right, back to the game. Do not worry. I'm here to help. But you're no Persian, and yet you do not look like a Hun. Well, then how come we're talking to this person like it's a mentor who raised me? Who the hell are you? Shouldn't that have been the first thing out of my mouth? I am Pachi. I have traveled far to find you, Prince. I'm the one who dragged you to safety after your foolish fight with Noge. It was almost as though you did not stop to think about the danger of his dark, corrupt magic. Some may call that brave, others foolish, but thanks for your help, Pachi, but no magic nor Hun will ever get the best of me. Now that I know their new tricks, like rescuing my ass, I shall have the better of them next time. Tricks? Prince, you've spent the last 3 days recovering from their tricks. Huh? 3 days? No, that can't be. Shanine? Mother, father? I need my family. Oh my lord. Emasculated. Oh. Can I climb down? Not really. Tonight, Silk Song Flare. Well, it doesn't quite look like it had the care and attention that Silk Song had, right? Main weapon, why? Why, yes, I have been pressing that. Let's see, how quickly can these guys kill me? That's the question. Every time you die, you've been asleep for 3 days. Your mom is definitely dead now, right? Yeah, I was thinking tricks are for kids. I was thinking that too. But, sometimes you can't go with the obvious joke. Let's get more support. What is the Tony Soprano meme? In this house, Prince of Persia is a hero. Here are my thoughts on the Nintendo remake of Star Fox 64 once again. Shut up and get the damn... I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Jeff Dunham has a few problems. He is not that funny, and he doesn't do enough voices. The ventriloquism is strong. The voices are not. Like, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist is pretty lame. You can see where all that's going. I think Walter's fine enough, but that's about it. If it was just him and Walter and, you had... What are you going to do with him? Like, Where can you get a movie out of a ventriloquist act? It'd have to be a biopic. Like, I don't know. They could just call it Walter. I don't know what the hell they would do. Irish music? You think that was Irish? If you watch Jeff Dunham, you'll get the during the Ahmed the Dead Terrorist stuff. I kill you. Is that what he says? I think something like that. The prince can use his agility to vault over enemies. How do I know they're enemies? And exploit their surroundings in order to dodge attacks. All right, so that's exploit your surroundings, I guess. Boy, that hurt. Oh, you can throw through walls. Cool. Ask me to heal. I probably don't have an unlimited amount of that. I don't have like a dash down attack. You idiot, you haven't learned it yet and you're already complaining. What a noob. What's wrong with this guy? Why are there doors on the side of the rock? Like, yeah, I just put a little window up here. Kick. Damn. Fall to your death. Are these oh, hold on. Are these Huns I'm fighting or demons? Like, Mother's soldiers dead. That's strange. Foreigner, Pachi. She spoke the truth. I have missed the battle. Oh well, the kingdom's mine. See ya. Peace and valor be yours, fallen brother. With your weapon, I avenge you. Double daggers. Special attacks perform a lightning breakthrough, wounding enemies. That's what daggers do. They generate lightning. Their rules, not mine. Fortunately, I have to lay down the value of the games I want. A game that I'm excited for comes out and turns out not as good as expected. I tend to wait for price drops. That's what I did with Bayonetta 3. We have a lot we got to get into, guys. Tomorrow, maybe I'll hear from, who is it? Yacht Club Gaming. See if I can get access to Mina the Hollower. Depending on how that goes, that there may be some conflicts here. Wasn't there something else at the end of May? Shoot, what was the other thing at the end of May that we were looking at playing? Star Fox, Platoon Raiders, that's June, July. There was something else in May that may make a conflict of interest. I don't know. Okay, a little bit of a down attack there. I'm getting a little bit of Guacamelee out of this. I played Guacamelee 2, thought it was great, but you know, you can see that the Hollow Knight weebs hated my review. Friendly fire. I like that you don't have to combo up these guys. I'm so sick of that. That is honestly steering me away from Shinobi. I was really, you guys have no idea. I was really looking forward to that. Then I played the demo and I'm like, oh, I've got to wail on like all the average goons for a minute. And I was just like, no, I've had enough. I guess I can't much do anything with that door, huh? It's okay, Vaughn, if it makes you feel better. I hate your Silk Song review, too. The exception being Kirby. You'll buy Kirby games before you even have the system. Who was it that said it's easy being a Kirby fan? One of you said, you know, they say it's easy being a Kirby fan. I'm thinking, yeah, you don't have a lot of garbage games to defend. And you get games like pretty infrequently. You know, it's almost like being a Halo fan, or what being a Halo fan was, where it's like every 4 years we've got a new game. You know, every 3, was it? It was 3 or 4. One time it was 3 for a bit, then it was 4. Now we're looking at 10 or some shit. Yeah, this is a Persian club. Not exactly. That's what I'm saying, Don. That was one of Mother's elite cataphracts. They're always armed to the teeth. And yet somehow killed by those horse milk drinking Hun barbarians. I'll put your bow to good use, fallen sister. Peace and valor. Okay, can I make that jump? That's the question. Oh, use tool, it says. Okay. I wouldn't call that a tool. I'd probably call that a weapon. You're the one who said it's easy being a Kirby fan. Whoever told me that said it like it's a meme in the Kirby fandom. Like, you know, the joke is it's easy being a Kirby fan. Not a lot of games to buy. Tools consume portion of your energy bar after use. Hitting enemies with primary weapon. Okay, we'll regenerate. Okay. I was wondering if I could throw that, shoot it in the air. I couldn't aim the bow, which was pretty lame. I do like the climbing of the walls. Protective auras. Everybody, aura is like in the running for word of the year. Like, he has no aura. The aura is. Now I'm for my Switch 2. Should I get no 512 GB? Unfortunately, I have a 512 GB. I got it for like $78 at Walmart. It's the Walmart brand from SanDisk. It's not Walmart brand. I forgot what they call it, like Go Play or something. It is SanDisk Gameplay. Okay, you might be able to buy it through my affiliate link in my short about it, or I did a video or something on the channel, and it's frequently out of stock. Unfortunately, they've upped the price about $98, so it's now like $20 more than I bought it for. Vibes. Oh shit! Did you have to remind me of that, Paper Banjo 64? On. It's not an on. It is a SanDisk. And I can't show you, but there is a more expensive version that now doesn't cost a whole lot more, that I think might have something a little bit different about the technology in it, but really they're about like the same speeds. Maybe the new one has some kind of more cooler performance thing, like runs slightly cooler. I haven't had any issues with mine. It's lightning fast, definitely worth it. 128 will not get you very far. If you're saving clips like me, if you are saving clips like I do, you know, like, I don't know why anybody would want to see these clips.
Yeah, go to church, find Jesus. Like, I mean,
but you know, you hit this little button over here, boom, saving. If you do much of that, that's going to eat up a lot. If you put a few games on there that are game key cards third party, you're going to run into some problems. WWE 2K26 was like 80 gigs. Granted, this one's like 1.4 gigs. But yes, depending on what you're willing to sample could be a determining factor on that. Now, nowhere, if you, like me, were planning to get physical versions for the majority of things, that could help you. I see that you're looking at bundles that have 128. It's just a shame it's not at least 256, because the games are only going to get bigger. So, yeah, I would, you know, if you could save money not getting that bundle so that you could put that money towards a 512, That would be better play. I need to delete my clips. I save them on YouTube anyway. Ah, man, I've put so many awesome gameplay clips up on YouTube and Reddit of Overwatch. That's about it, really, but certain enemies are protective aura, resistance to attacks and kicks. Use kicks to throw objects and unprotected. Use kicks to throw objects and unprotected enemies at. So kick enemies at them. Hey, you're a basic guy. Kick. Is that what I'm supposed to do? By the way, guys, I'm using the white light over here. I know that makes this look kind of funny. We're not getting all the cool lighting, but at least I have skin tone texture. Like my skin looks human instead of weird, right? So do you guys kind of like that? I am looking at doing some more cleaning, and I may move a small light over here for accent reasons and maybe push it, have a light bouncing up against this side. Have like a blue and a purple or something, and then people will think I have money and this must be a good channel to watch or something. Fun. Halo Remake is single player and 70. Star Fox Remake 50 is multiplayer. I don't understand what the hell they're doing. They've already done like an anniversary edition of Halo that kind of messed up the game. It changed the tree geometry. You'd wonder why you were shooting a tree. Then you could hot swap to the old graphics and be like, oh, there's a tree there. Thanks, 343. But it's not necessary. Halo, I mean, seems to play just fine, right? Yeah, especially with the updates they already have. It's not, it's kind of garbage. I'll probably skip that campaign Evolved. I played through the campaign enough, you know? Oh, and then if they make any changes, it's your ass. Oh, now Cortana's dropping the F-bomb. We had to get edgy over here, right? I wear my sunglasses that I'm getting sometime tomorrow. They're at the local post office. I can't wait. It's on the tax return. It's counting as a costume. So that is not cheap. Like, you know when Johnny Cage says those are $500 sunglasses, asshole? Worse than that. Yeah. My Switch one has a 128. Yeah, well, it also has a cheaper memory card from a bygone era. These memory cards are now much more expensive. They're way faster. The bundles have a 256. You could probably do fine for 256. You're probably not saving clips like a madman like I am. To which I'm about to hit a year and not have to dump any of my clips, which is pretty impressive. I mean, I haven't really needed to delete things except some demos I haven't touched in a few months. I love Mortal Kombat Street Fighter. Speaking of, great game to film adaptations. Disney's Prince of Persia. No. You know what bothered me about that? That chick with the weird fingers and ear, and she has like a bunch of weird deformities she had corrected. Gemma Arterton, I forgot what jump was. Shit. She talks for the entire trailer. The whole trailer is her running her mouth. And then so people are like, oh, this is a movie where some chick gives a lecture the whole time. I'm not watching that. So people didn't go see it. It was kind of like the most mid thing, you know, like it wasn't awful, but it wasn't awful enough to remember. It wasn't good enough to talk about, right? It was just like a perfectly mid video game adaptation when it comes down to it. I guess that guy has aura right there, huh? Where are we going? I can't see. Okay, here we go. Right stick down. Shit. I guess I need to hop over him, huh? Jake Gyllenhaal with his aw shucks look. Yeah. I saw the dead soldiers, Pachi. You were right. You killed them yourself. No, I missed the battle. So, what will you do now, Prince? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. If 3 days have passed, I need to find my family, kill Noge, and stop this invasion before it hits my hometown of Minneapolis. I imagine your brother, mother, and father are still somewhere in the city. For Noge, you may find him inside the palace. Thank you, Pachi. I'll find a way. I always do. Then good luck, Prince of Persia. We will meet again soon. It was a setup. Back in my day, we had aura charisma. Do they say charisma anymore? Now it's just, I just hear aura. Is charisma a dead term? Killed by the Zoomers? Yeah, I feel like Gemma Arterton is not enough of a girl boss for today's standards in that movie. You know, as much as I hate The Force Awakens, there were moments there where I was like, whoa. There were moments there where, like, Rey alone, living inside a hollowed out AT-AT, marking days on the calendar or something, like it was a prison, or just like exchanging the scrap for like some water bag or something. I was like, wow, we're hitting like a weird personal level of drama in Star Wars. This is pretty good. And then it came crashing the hell down. Quit grabbing my arm. You know, this guy's gonna crash land and get ejected, but I guess he lived, and how did I get... And then everything has to be a damn joke, and now what do you know, it's the Millennium Falcon and she can fly it perfectly. How'd you do that? I don't know. And it's like, I bypassed the compressor. And it's like, oh my shit. Hey, who was in here saying that Julia Roberts had an upside down mouth? Because I've thought about it. That, okay, there are a couple other gals with upside down mouths. It's definitely a British thing, okay? Alice Eve, upside down mouth. Like, her resting mouth is a frown. But also, that broad who plays Rey, Daisy Ridley, upside down mouth. It bothers me. The upside down fish mouth thing is bothersome. It is. And I've heard that she purportedly actually has a great posterior, and that we don't get a good view of it in the movie. Because now that she's like posting, like, now she's working on her comeback and has to have like workout pics on Instagram. But yeah, that and the girl that plays the Cinderella in the Disney Cinderella thing. There's 3 British actresses with the upside down mouth. That's how you can tell if a chick's British. Maybe show them to YouTube. What are we looking at here? Okay, yeah, you guys having a talk there with Sweet Teas here. I don't care about the story in the 2D game. The only one I care about at all was Metroid Dread. Some idiot on Twitter may have actually spoiled the story. Like, I was looking to see if Metroid Dread would have an update when I saw that there was a Star Fox Direct. And this guy's like, at the end of Metroid Dread, you find out. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Thanks for the spoiler, dick. You know, like, there should be a filter that can filter out the spoilers and stuff. I don't know how people don't spoil the movies immediately. You know? Mortal Kombat 2, Johnny Cage wins the tournament. You know, like, it's... You know, just things like that, right? Or whoever the hell. I don't even know who else is in that, but I saw Kung Lao and Sonya Blade, right? I don't know who wins it. I haven't seen anything. I just made that up. Your great posterior, right as I saw Widowmakers. Really? You were checking out Widowmakers when I mentioned that about Daisy Ridley? Now I've heard people going, whoa, she was hiding that? If they could have shown us that in Star Wars, we would have liked it. Drink the water, Prince. Refill your health. What about this water? Like, there's water right there. Was this one carbonated? That wasn't water. That was Mountain Dew. These ashes look strange. Something still burns inside them. They feel similar to the Hun's dark magic. Some kind of residue, perhaps. I will say, this game's not doing a lot with graphics, but at least it appears to be, 4K 60. It won't tell you that, but it appears to be the case. Or at least pretty high. If not, yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see some spots in him as far back as, but I think that's a side effect of us kind of being drained. I don't know. The Hun's dark magic, maybe there's some use for them. Soul cinders. You can spend soul cinders at the oasis to unlock new items that can be used during future runs. You want to collect these or your run is pointless, huh? Disney chickened out. They make everyone gay, but Finn couldn't get with Rey. Finn, his story concludes probably in the first movie. Like, was there any more point to him? Oh, I know his point. He had to tell Rey something, remember? But he won't tell us what it is. I can't believe people thought that he was going to be the Jedi because he had the gall to be holding a lightsaber in the trailer. I'm like, I knew that was a fake out. Oh, I knew it. Well, just so you know, Eric Andre wins World Tournament. Yeah, sure. I don't even think he's fighting. Isn't he like some announcer guy? Find the souls of collectibles throughout level or dropping by defeating enemies. So this is your currency sort of thing. You need to be getting this for your runs. Which kind of sounds like a diarrhea situation, but... Ah, the cinders. They're reacting to this altar. Wait, where are they going? Soul altars instantly send all collected soul cinders to the oasis. Breaking a soul altar drops soul cinders, but prevents all currently held soul cinders from being sent to the oasis. So, what? Yeah, no, it was Rey with an E. Assist. Ruined aqueduct. Find other wells of dreams to fast travel. A well of dreams, huh? How much can I run up? Oh no. No. This looks bad. So this is where you start your run? Well, no. Well, I guess I could fast travel. Yeah, that... Oh, I forgot. They started banning... Hey, guys, you want to vote to ban a hero? Like... Shit. We can't figure out how to balance our stupid game. So let's put it back on the community by letting them vote for who to get kicked off the team. I forgot about that. Is that a competitive only feature, that banning the hero shit? The director also chickened out with the live action Aladdin. I forgot that movie exists. Making her cover up and not having the costume from the 90s. Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you. That Princess Jasmine bare midriff thing, Princess Jasmine, probably in no short part due to her costume, was so over with girls. She was over with girls like Stone Cold Steve Austin with boys. Like, in the 90s and shit, like, there are Jasmines running around because their mom liked Aladdin, you know? Yeah, it's like Rey Mysterio. I think that's where Rey Palpatine got the name from. Banjo, I named him Ray's, hoping that the announcer would be able to say Ray. Didn't hear Ray. You think the Muslims didn't want the midriff showing? Grand Aqueduct, my father's first great building project. Looks like the Huns have left their ruinous mark here as well. Need to find Noge and defeat him before they reduce everything to dust. Okay, let's put on our third-party developer storytelling hat. It turns out that my father invaded the Mongolian tribes, raped all the women, left the men to die, imprisoned them, all this stuff. So my kingdom deserved to be counterattacked. And then I must decide whose side am I going to fight for. Yeah, like, you know, putting on that hat, right? Now, dude, we need to bring bare midriffs back. When that was a look, girls were like, oh, I'm going to need to be toned to look cute. Now, the stuff girls are wearing is more like what a guy would wear, but zesty and extra. You know, like they're wearing more clothes than ever. Except for that period in like the early 90s where it was like crazy baggy look. Billie Eilish is definitely up in that early 90s type vibe. I was thinking about getting some Lululemon. I had to see this damn email. I opened the damn email and I'm like, have to buy shit. They have a sleeveless hoodie that I thought you guys might approve of that. I don't know. But then they don't have it in small for me. In gray. So they got like orange, navy, and gray. And I thought gray would have worked with the whole vibe check here or something. But I don't know. I can probably find a sleeveless hoodie somewhere for, you know, nothing. But my theory is that the SUV ruined everything. We made everybody get SUVs and they go, wow, there's a lot of space in here. I can gain weight and fit inside of this. When you drove little cars and it was like, oh man, it kind of aches to squat down and slide into this little car. And well, it's kind of tight in here. I guess I can't put on any pounds. When we made the cars big, everybody got fat. It's the honest truth. Look at it. The dates correlate, guys. That's the way it is. Blame Taylor Swift for that high-waisted pants. Oh, you're right about that, yeah. No, I remember that when it was like low-rise jeans. Girls could wear a shirt, but there was a time when girls kind of went to school in a dress. Infrequent, but even in like the mid-90s, there was occasionally a girl in my elementary school wearing a dress. Though it didn't happen often. Maybe we do need the school uniforms, you know, but you have to, and then kids could have like, you know, flex their sunglasses. Like you got a school uniform, but then you have like cool sunglasses, right? Yeah. More Scott Steiners, for sure. That is one intense dude, right? Veo's breath bar is visible below the health bar. Specific actions such as performing perfectly timed acrobats will fill up the bar. When full, Brea's breath will activate, increasing his speed. Shouldn't he be winded by all the acrobatics? His pole dancing could use some work. You know, as lazy as we are with shit, like we end up with movies about strippers and they have no pole capabilities. At least the Honora broad, Mikey Madison, could do like one half-hearted spin. Then you go over there and you watch like, what was it, that slop with J-Lo? And none of the actresses do anything, but the extras can dance. It's like, what's the point of that, right? I have a feeling we don't go down there. Or we do go down. I didn't understand what that guy was doing. He's got a drill? Man, speaking of drills, I'm kind of ass with that digger. God, what was her name in Overwatch? The they that digs. I mean, I could get a play of the game once in a while, but it always felt like I would have done so much more with, you know, as Sombra, as whatever the hell else on my team. That's the problem with a lot of these heroes in Overwatch is like the value for playing them. You get so much value out of certain high damage characters with low skill, and then you have to play your balls off to play as the character you want to play as and win, and having your team believe in you. It forces everybody to have to play the same damn way, and then it becomes counterwatch, doesn't it? They have a Junkrat. We need a Pharah. Like, Briggs going off. Get a Pharah. You didn't change the Pharah. I'm reporting you. Now you don't have an account. All right. Haven't died yet, boys. I tend to say that just as I'm about to die, right? I was wondering if that was collectible. I guess not. Playing a blind roguelike and never dying, that would be something, huh? Now, I'm sure there's something's gonna give me a reality check, right? Yeah, that looked like that was gonna break. Damn, that... Oh, I thought he was headed up. Hey, let's see if I can climb up that. Shit. Ah, yes. My family's milk. Didn't I make fun of the Huns for their milk? Alright, I'm doing okay on health. It's my perch now, kid. Man, you're talking about these herbs, man. I've been playing. I've been mostly playing this weekend. Resident Evil Requiem's special mode thing there. I'm doing all right. I'm not doing awful. Damn, son. I can't believe I'm making it this far in one run here. Surely, if you get these fast travels and you die, you can resume from the fast travels. One can hope, right? Anyone know how this looks handheld? This might look pretty good handheld. Alright, so we're not doing that right there. You can see from the footprints somebody's already been here. Dude, we got 8 viewers. Guys, you gotta say something. Yeah, I don't mind if you talk and hang out with each other. If the game's not really vibing with you. That's okay. I didn't buy it. This is probably the only time we're playing it, okay? Just a couple hours of first impressions. I'll tell you, the first impression's not particularly good with the way they dicked me down with the signing up. Fast travel up and down the... Imagine if you got fast travel this frequently in Silksong. I might not have hated it. I'm watching this in handheld mode. I think it doesn't downscale well. I bet most people that watch a stream are watching it on their phone or listening to it on their phone. Banjo, you're not chatting enough. It does have a bit of a scaling issue with the art style. Like, you can kind of see a little bit of a shimmery thing about him. You know, they try to give him an outline, but you can tell he's like polygonal but zoomed out in a way. I'm wondering if I just bring it. I warned you last stream that you were probably going to leave because I'm done with 2K26. I returned it to the library and I got these. So tonight we've got this one, and then tomorrow we're going to start Animal Crossing, and we'll probably have Animal Crossing for a bit. Sounded like there was some interest from the women viewers to do the Animal Crossing, but I actually kind of like 2K26 more than I expected. Now, yes, a brutally cumbersome tutorial, but I felt like there was actually a surprising amount of customization and fun to be had in that angle. How you could actually make your own promotion with belts and, like, you know, just about anything you could dream up you could do, and you didn't have to go through hours of battle pass to really make a lot of that happen. So I thought it was actually all right. You think I'm going to hate Animal Crossing? I know very little about it. I've avoided it because it didn't look like it goes anywhere, like The Sims, but Nintendo's version of The Sims. Let's do The Sims, but with a dog with an updo tied together ears or something. You know, like The Sims, but we can drive more girls towards this. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm becoming DSP. Am I getting too awful at games? We need more meaningful interactions. Is that his way of saying you have to tip? Is that how he does it? We need more meaningful interactions. That's very corporate talk, you know, like the urban demographic, i.e., we need to take the money away from black people. That's why I suggested you stream Persona 3. I'm not doing that because it looked to me like it would be compromised on the Switch. It looked to me like it was compromised compared to on Xbox and not on sale over there. Plus, it looked tedious, ultra long. I mean, honestly, I've got a lot of Final Fantasy to get into. I only just started Tactics. It had like a 7-hour tutorial. I just don't think I can be doing a lot of games like that. We need something a little more action. I wouldn't mind doing some racing. Oh, right, Forza. It's Forza Horizon that's out at the end of this month, isn't it? I just might have to drop some money down for Game Pass Ultimate to give that a shot. Here comes the pain and WWE shut your mouth. See, I don't have a means to really do that. I know you guys will say I could hack my Xbox to make some things happen, but I'm not really sure how I would do that. I don't have a PC to be able to put the stuff on there. I'm pretty sure you have to write stuff to, what, FAT32? And I can't easily do that on a Mac. That's the problem. Mortal Kombat, well, there is that new Mortal Kombat collection, right? with a bunch of the old games on it. You guys, I freaked the freak out in 1995. I was on a family trip to Colorado, and one of the mining towns we went into had some gambling or whatever, and they had a little arcade, and they had Mortal Kombat 3, and I freaked out, man. That was like my big takeaway from the trip. My mom pointing at every tree going, look at the aspens. We went to somebody who some guy built himself a castle, which is what it sounds like, and went up Pikes Peak, and it was balls cold. But I saw Mortal Kombat 3 and played a minute of it, and that was like so cool. Ultimately, I never really spent much time with Mortal Kombat 3. It didn't really translate well on further, second watch. You get that at home, and you got like a less than realistic setting with the backgrounds and stuff, cornier. The shine had worn off. It seemed like Mortal Kombat kind of peaks with that 95 movie, and it's like, well, we got a movie, on to the next thing. Because, it's like, wow, with their movie, it's so cool, and, and she did the scissor kick thing. And then after that, it was kind of like Mortal Kombat wasn't cool anymore. So I know this new movie isn't like busting down the doors. $40 million opening week. Second place is some broad movie about Devil Wears Prada. Just explain to Vaughn that Fighter Z is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with Dragon Ball characters. Is it? I know there's a lot of Dragon Ball games out there. I got Fighter Z on PS4, and is it cross-plat? Is it cross-plat? Are you asking me about a game I don't know? Or are you saying it is? I feel like every other year I'm seeing about a new Dragon Ball game. Like a new Dragon Ball fighting game. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, we may have ourselves a problem, guys. I might have just broke the game. Like, where else am I going to go? There's a teleport. I guess we're going to teleport and go down. Power Rangers game is actually also Marvel vs. Capcom 2. No, I thought there was a newer Power Rangers game that was like Shredder's Revenge. I think it's probably by Dot.emo. I'm pretty sure it was like Dot.emo, like the people that did Shredder's Revenge, Streets of Rage. Oh, balls, didn't mean to do that. Well, no real good reason to kill that guy up there. Wow, these guys are hitting hard now. Owen's got to be careful. Okay, let's see. Where was the drinky drink? I think I could TP here, drink, and get some health. Or not. Maybe you're not supposed to do this. Shoot. Alright, well, it was at the beginning of the area, wasn't it? Oh, no. Alright, so you don't fast travel anywhere, but you gotta get to the fast travel. He's just a plumber, is he? League of Legends. I have played 2XKO. I'm not too far away from getting the achievements in that. All of them. I'm okay at it. It's not crazy deep of a fighter, but it does give you that hot tag action like in VC2. That said, I am not familiar with what the hell these League of Legends people are. I know that they're supposed to be characters from League of Legends that they put in 2XKO. There's a hot wolf girl. And right now I've been playing as this kind of less powered up ninja chick, but she has some fun looking moves. But yeah, I don't know a whole bunch about any of that. Dragon Ball Gishin Squadra. Gekishin Squadra is free on Switch 2. It's basically League of Legends, but for anime fans. Before, say less. Let's check that. Let me, at the very least, put a heart on it, okay? We're almost an hour and a half in. Guys, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle's coming. It's about 2 years late, but why is that a game nominee for 2025? Didn't that come out in 2024? Was it the 2025? No, because the Game Awards are in December, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see. You said Squadra. I'll type that in. I'll tell you what I kind of get in my head is Say Yes from Bubblegum Crisis. The one where the hot chick has the rock band. Well, okay, that's all. But there's a new pop queen. And man, that was probably the best episode. 9925, 5.3 gigs. You know, am I going to have to create an account? If I play that, am I going to get in trouble with a copyright strike? Does it look, I'm probably not going to play it because I don't know pretty much anything about Dragon Ball. I know there's something, the guy's name is Goku, and when his hair is blonde, he's a Super Saiyan. And people say he's like stronger than Superman. And there's a bunch of episodes. Pretty much all I know. Right? They made a live action movie everyone hates. No, I'm trying to think here. Is Bubblegum Crisis 2040 the sequel series from 98 that I accidentally watched first? Or is that a different one? Or is the OG 2040? I can't remember now. No, I don't like screw the reboot. The older one, the OVA series, not the TV series, has better animation. There's no copyright strike. It's not a story-based game. Well, I was just worried if they were going to play like a, classic rock song during the trailer and then get me in trouble. Or, just, hey, let's just throw in like a moody cover of a Tears for Fears song so that everybody has to like owe us a copyright strike. Yeah, Bubblegum Crisis, not Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Just a MOBA. Isn't it funny that they call the rogue robots in Bubblegum Crisis boomers? Long before people were saying boomers as in baby boomer and using that as like a derivative, you're old type thing. Long before that, right? All right, let's see if I can look at this map for a sec. I'm not really sure where we're going. I guess one could go down and left. I'm getting a lot of like unrewarding dead ends. Not even a door that turns red. Then it's like, you need the red key. You need a double jump to jump over the. No, it's just kind of like, where am I going? Okay, so it has a soundtrack. The halcyon days of games having a soundtrack. Instead of just here's some stuff with Little John screaming over it. Von, Gandalf is like a nuke that never gets deployed. Do I need to buy the damn Lord of the Rings trilogy and just make fun of it in the stream? Like, I guess, you know what? I think I have the capability. I could probably do my commentary tracks live as a live stream. And we could do a watch along. That might put a new spin on it. I wouldn't be able to gussy it all up with the do 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 do. Do you miss TV commentary tracks? Doom 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 ba doom ba doom. Well, fear not, because I've on Friday. It would be a little harder for me to get that to go. But I mean, people coming in and out during the stream and the chat, trying to read the subtitles when I do those sort of things with the volume kind of low. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What would you call that? Would it be a Lord of the Rings watch along? Low tier god. Isn't that Dwayne Johnson? That's Dwayne Johnson on. Yeah, it's just Dwayne Johnson. He had hair once. You guys forget? See, you want to do most of your fame bald, like Michael Jordan. That way people don't question, why are you bald now, right? Steve Martin, they don't say, wow, your hair really got gray. It's like, oh, you've never seen you with dark hair. Who's Gussie? My last raid was 2 weeks ago. Your last raid Shadow Legends, or your last raid time someone raided your thing, your live stream? I don't know. Yeah, it does look bigger on my screen. My screen shows your guys' pictures. I wish it showed up on the side there. I would like to see them update this feed so that instead of it showing that you're on YouTube or Twitch, it showed your picture. You know, I'd kind of prefer it that way. We're probably about to face our first death here, guys. We're not getting a lot of health items. Actually, can I drink? No more potions. No more potions. Okay. I think all I can do is go down into the pit. That's gonna work. Joe Santorini with long hair. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Maybe I do, but I don't recognize the name. Banjo, I was reading Car and Drivers. I've had Car and Drivers since like 2000. And I was reading the latest Lightning Lap. It was a couple months ago. But I was outside getting some sun because you guys were making fun of me. And... okay, hold on. I gotta go down the... I can't pull up a map here, can I? Okay, I can. But I'm weak. Please, just... okay, we found it. And from here we go where? Like... you know? Like... the exploration in this is just off. Maybe this is actually procedurally generated. You know? Is there a possibility of that? I meant my last chocolate bar raid. They don't call me... you mean where you walk into the bodega or whatever you call it in England, you just steal? If we did a watch along as my commentary track, and then maybe I could repackage it, because I can set my Rode Procaster Pro 2 up to record while we're doing the live. And then afterwards I can push the buttons and the sliders and do the fade out and all that cool stuff. I will say the Switch 2 needs more games. It's what, 99.9% backward compatible with the Switch. When you have a game system that comes with that backwards catalog, right? Then they don't really look at it as needing more games up front. It wasn't really until the PS2 that I think anything was really backwards compatible. I mean, you could add an attachment to the Genesis slash Mega Drive to run the Master System, but who the hell did that? Right. So, I mean, I think kids would probably be shocked to learn that a Super Nintendo couldn't play all the regular Nintendo. And that was what we called it. Did anyone say NES back in the day? One of you asked that the other night. I'm really not sure. I know these British kids say SNES and NES, but I think where in my time, in like the 80s and 90s, they said Nintendo. They didn't even say video games. Like in a very short period of time, we went from a lot of households had an Atari to video games are dead. Now we play Nintendo. You go to the arcade, you play Nintendo. That was pretty much it. I'm going to go to the arcade. Okay, see ya. What are you going to do over there? Oh, we're going to play some arcade games. Okay, cool. I'm going to play pole position. You know, like that'll be like name of the game. Oh, we're home. What do you want to do? Well, we can play Nintendo. All right, cool. Let's take turns playing Super Mario Brothers 3. That's pretty much how it went down. I don't think people said NES back in the day. Any of you, Anna, did you in its day, in its prime, did you hear NES? Or did people say Nintendo? You know, like people could say web, but now they say internet, right? I do know this. When the Super Nintendo came out, it was Super Nintendo. We might have started saying SNES, maybe. But we certainly called the previous system regular Nintendo. Is that on Super Nintendo? No. It's on regular Nintendo. Ugh, I'm not playing that shit. That was the dismissive attitude we had to last gen tech. When the tech was changing quickly, last gen was like, screw that shit. You couldn't give that away. Yeah, you can get a whole bag of NES games for $1 at a garage sale. That's pretty much the way it went. My memory is that people just said Nintendo. Yeah, and you know, so Anna says in the Seattle area over there, they're saying NES. However, I think it is to Nintendo's benefit that video games became Nintendo, like how one doesn't get a tissue, one gets a Kleenex, right? For Nintendo to become the brand that is the thing really made them powerful. I never heard the term NES until 2012. See, I'm trying to think when I first heard that. And I think some magazines may have said SNES, but I wasn't reading the magazines at the time when the NES was on top to see NES, you know? So we had an N64. N64 pretty commonly said. PlayStation in the back of tips and tricks would be listed as PSX. And I guess the thinking is that when they first introduced it, that was a code name, or they thought it might be called the PSX. So you would see PSX. Now, PlayStation 1 is not a thing. I don't like saying PlayStation 1. It was on the PlayStation. No one said PlayStation 1 until about 2000 when a PSONE PlayStation 1 came out. That was a mini cutesied up, girly looking PlayStation. It's more portable. And then you could get like a flip screen on it and some garbage, but no, I don't think the chat thing works quite right. You need more people adopting it to really get the chat thing to work. The chat thing could be really cool, but I don't think it actually works cross-game as effectively as it should. It also like minimizes your screen. You can't seem to default. Like, look, if I hit the thing, I can't, like, suppose I made a chat. It would be like split all the screen up instead of voice only. And inevitably I would make it voice only, right? But I don't have that option. So here, let's get ourselves killed. So why can't we set the defaults for the chat? No one ever uses it. Not that I have a ton of friends on Switch, but I'm telling you, no one uses it, man. Which is kind of a shame. Because I think it could be pretty cool. I wonder if people are going to fire up Star Fox just to have, like, Star Fox be their face, you know? Like, if that's going to be the cool thing to do. Okay, here we go. What do you know? Another... warped. I'm gonna warp over here. I'm gonna be safe for a second. What the bloody... Look at the slowdown. Jesus Christ. Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah. Lord's sake. That is a long load. The heck? You would think that this was... What was this, on DOS? Well, I'm still dying. Back when I last woke, which is in the the Oasis. Right. Pachi nursed me back to health here after my fight with Noge. If only I hadn't passed out from the palace, I could have stopped the entire invasion, now that I know what I'm up against. Another setback in almost as many days. There will not be another. For I am Prince. 3 days since you last died. Like, your family's definitely dead now, right? Oh my goodness sake. Flooded. Can I just go anywhere? No, I'm way over here. We've got a lot of, like, zones. You know, the PS2 look is kind of a take it or leave it. The PS3 doesn't look that good. I don't like it. It introduces curved shapes for the hell of it. The original PlayStation looks pretty damn nice. I think that really helps it. Its controller looks substantial. It doesn't look as toy-like. When you pick up a Genesis controller, you get a cheapness to it. When you pick up a Super Nintendo controller, it seemed kind of more premium. Then you get to the PlayStation and you got like a real ergonomic controller that ships with it. And it's competing against a Saturn, which has janky loose toy buttons. Gee, I wonder which one did people buy, right? So the PS2 comes out and it's largely like, okay, copy and paste over the PlayStation controller. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Can't blame them with that. Everybody gets a DualShock 2 with black and glitter that's gold. Okay, fine. But the system itself has an almost hi-fi look about it. I usually kept mine on the stand, even though the stand being that like gradient blue that kind of clashes, but also fits with the script on the side of it. And then you like twist the logo. I'm in vertical mode. Twist the PlayStation logo, right? Man, I've seen some like scary looking GameCubes. There was somebody, one of the high-end like electronics firms, and made like a special GameCube that was like for karaoke purposes, and it looks almost like one of those Macs that had like the acrylic translucent type look about it. You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you guys know this stuff. I don't know too much about GameCubes, and you guys are all Nintendo heads. I don't remember it typing out like that. Welcome back, Prince. Did you die a hero's death? Kachi, how did you get here? For most people, Prince, time is a river. It flows swift and sure in one direction. Taylor Swift and One Direction jokes? But for you, time goes round and round like a whirlpool. In the dark, black hole at the bottom lies the bola you wear round your neck. You speak of my pendant, but no one knows about its power. I am very familiar with your bola, Prince. It was created by my father and given to you as a baby. Okay, kind of weird that, like, Pachi's antler, when tilted, kind of gets cut off arbitrarily, but now it's also kind of cut off at the tip. Just sort of a weird thing. If you're going to do the portraits that exceed the text box, by the way, credit where credit is due. Third-party game, super legible. Okay, now we've had some issues with that, right? But I think if you were playing this handheld, you could read this, you know? Paper, what's cringe? Are you talking about the non-Nintendo GameCube? I know that of the GameCubes, the popular ones you would see around would be like purple or silver. About it, right? I've heard good things about the controller. Should I get the controller? The thing holding me back from getting the GameCube controller is the lack of rumble. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. I'm like, oh man. So, like, I remember that they had a commercial where some kid was sitting on the toilet playing a game on GameCube, and that was like the commercial for the Waybird, and that's the way game commercials used to be. It used to be kind of like outrageous. Can we push the limits? I don't even think they even give a damn about advertising anymore. Now they just show you like clips from a game. They don't show you people playing a damn game, do they? Pachi is cringe. Yeah. And here, anyways, that Waybird, I guess that was the first really successful wireless controller. And after that, everybody else had to start looking at trying to do something wireless. So then the next generation kicks off. Microsoft's going wireless. And I bought a wireless controller before the 360 came out. And so, yeah, I was prepared. And I thought, you know, of these launch games, what looks like it's going to be the one that everybody wants to play, that's going to be fun? Well, I mean, it's not a series anybody's talking about right now, but how about Call of Duty 2? That looks like that'll be the fun launch game. I'm going to get that. So Call of Duty 2 was my first Xbox 360 game. And from there, I created the term COD. No one was saying COD for COD, Call of Duty, until me. And I had to beat the game like 3 times to get the achievements because my Xbox has kept breaking, and then you didn't have like cloud saves, you know, back then. So my problem with the Switch 2 is the memory, and also I don't think Nintendo's doing a lot of that bricking. We could have that kind of problem if people are extracting Switch 2 game cards or something, and I borrow it from the library and somebody did that, and then like, ho ho ho, and I'm like, but I rented this, I checked it out from the library, and then they're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't believe you. And I had a Wavebird once. It didn't last me long. Spotty connection, analogs break. What was it? Your first 360 game was Gears of War. Man, I had that on launch day. I have a few things from that. One, I do have, I believe behind me, the collector's edition tin from Gears of War. It had like a cookie tin. This was before Steelbook. It's like a cookie tin, okay? It's the tin you have when you go to war and you die, and then your bro has to find your tin that has the pictures of your best girl and where you hid your gold, you know? Then you send that back. But I also have and I could show you. Now, do you guys need to see it? I could find it. Honestly, I'm not really... I know I can find it, but the GameStop sold a licensed crate, a Gears of War crate. It was almost like a flight case for like equipment that bands would travel with, and you put your 360 in there, and it was all wood and no padding inside. So not super crazy effective for transportation. Had a very rickety plastic handle, but they were going for money. Like at one point people were wanting some dough for the Gears of War case from GameStop. That's why I'm so selective on picking where to find a good value for Switch 2 and accessories. It was when I was a kid. When I had my Wavebird, you can guess why it didn't last. You threw it. Those old NES controllers, people threw that shit. And you know, I ordered the AES Plus with the wireless controller because I don't want an extra cable to trip over. Because everybody who had an NES knows this move. You're playing the damn NES, somebody gets up, walks away, takes the thing with them, mom walks by in front of the TV. You got this move right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're playing and then you have to like NFL Combine exercise, drop the controller and run towards the TV and try to catch the NES before it falls from the chest of drawers next to the TV. You know, everybody knows the move. I don't know if there's a term for that, but that is, if I was running the NFL Combine, there would be a grab the NES before it falls move. You play Battletoads, and then you have to jump towards the TV and catch the NES, right? I never really played Call of Duty multiplayer. I was strictly into that campaign for a few games, really. I didn't want to get bogged down in the multiplayer. It seemed like too much of an investment. There was a lot of camping even early. It was just camp and snipe, and what are you going to do about it? So I just never really got into it. I bit into that Wavebird controller a lot. You bite your controllers. 8-Bit Dough is canceling their Neo Geo gamepad. They have an officially licensed Neo Geo gamepad that they're no longer making because now PlayOn has got gamepads, but there isn't wireless. That said, I think they also changed the button layout. There is controversy over the button layout of the gamepad for the Neo Geo. When the CD was introduced in like 96, they had a gamepad instead of the arcade stick with the lever. So you had something more akin to a regular controller of sorts, but like NES layout. And then in future iterations, they decide, well, it's not really that ergonomical in fighting games. We're going to move some of these ABCDs around. I also had a Mad Catz. Yeah, that didn't last long either. You don't say. Every time I got roped into a Mad Catz, you want to save a game on a Mad Catz memory card? Good luck with that. Your memory card will be dead before you can finish the game. That is how I ended up having to play so many PlayStation games again. The Mad Catz controller in 64 was garbage. I don't even think I even bothered with another one of their controllers after that. I saw that they made like an official fight stick for Street Fighter 4, I think, and I was like, man, that looks really cool. And then it was Mad Catz, and it was like PlayStation only, and I was like, you know, I think I'm good. You know? The guitar controllers? I have a Guitar Hero 3 controller behind me over here. Haven't used that in a long time. If that was somewhat backwards compatible, maybe I could fire that up on Xbox for a stream. Well, actually, maybe you couldn't. Because, you know, like you'd hear one made famous by, but it's a cover. made famous by Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and you're still getting sued for playing it on a stream, right? All right, I bothered you guys now. Let's get back to the game here. Let's go a few more minutes here, all right? See what the hell happens here. And here, I've performed a ritual where all things in the oasis remain in the oasis, outside the time loop created by your bola, or as you say, pendant. But not even my own family knows about its secret. And so it shall remain, Prince, for as long as you see fit to keep it secret. I hope my trust is well placed in you, Pachi. It is, Prince. You can trust me. You can't even see my face, right? Let me guess. Pachi is you in the future. Sent back to guide you to make sure that you can live long enough so that they can come back and do this, right? One of these side of things, right? With the controllers and aim assist, it's hard to tell when people are cheating. No, you can really spot some mouse and keyboard. And what sucks ass is I'm trying to figure out how I was getting laid out. Okay, back to Diatribe. You guys saw how I was getting like one-tapped and stuff at the end of that stream Friday? There is a bunch of one-shot deaths in Leon Must Die Forever, but I wasn't making it particularly far because I was playing the reward system wrong. Firstly, and I still haven't done this, you can actually re-roll your abilities. And I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to choose one of the three on there. I guess I didn't look at the whole screen. I don't know. But anyway, they don't stack. So I was getting things that go like, pistol, 25% better. Okay, that'll go well with my 15% increase of damage to pistol and my 20% increase to pistol. Now I'm going to have like a super pistol. Nope. It just the highest number. Why the game lets you do that instead of automatically replace the existing one, I don't know. But that was what was holding me back and making it hard, was I was running through the game with hardly any buffs, thinking I was stacking them and they wouldn't. Thank you, Capcom. Okay, well, hold on. Nowhere's got to go to work. Is he saying bye? And yes, when you're an angry little kid, you didn't have enough motor skills to play Smash Brothers well enough. You tend to rage easily and bite. I had never in my years heard of biting the controller. The controllers have been thrown. Now, when you got to like, people might have thrown an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, maybe. The NES controller absolutely got thrown, and it never broke. There are NES controllers that have probably survived war and still work fine, you know, that have a more functional D-pad than this, and they've been ran over by a tank and a Toyota Hilux in a building in the Middle East that got leveled by Israel, and they probably work. That is the NES build quality. And I could have sworn that on those early Game Boys, on the back, there was something that mentioned that it was bulletproof. And then, like, urban legend is they have stopped bullets or something. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Do you remember something about a Game Boy actually being, like, certified bulletproof? And then it turns out, like, it can take a sniper round and work. You can shoot it with a gun and it not only not die, but it works still. Like, that, I'm not even playing. Like, that is totally a thing. All right, hold on here. I forgot what I was going into a diatribe about, but anyway. All right, so everyone agrees Mad Catz was garbage. How long do you have to wait for Neo Geo? I don't know. Some people are saying that, like, the shipping dates may be weird. It said, what, starting on November 10th, or was it 24th or something? You let me pre-order it, give it to me by the street date that it comes out. Otherwise, say we sold out, next wave, ships when. Wait, we will email you, enter your email, and we'll notify you when you can pre-order the next wave, right? So I don't know what the situation is with that. I pre-ordered mine like 3 or 4 days after. It was still available and I pre-ordered late, so... Alright, everybody say goodbye to Nowhere Nothing. He probably already left. I've scrolled back way too far here. Apparently Game Boys are missile and bomb proof. Okay, cool. One survived the Persian Gulf War. From what... See, I wasn't just making some stuff up. Everybody else has also made up the same story. Right? I'm sure fighting sticks for Mad Cats were not durable for... I've heard things that there is a guy who will use the basic PlayStation controller, not even a DualShock, or not even a DualShock or the analog. I'm saying just like the, you know, isolated D-pad that they had going. That there are some people who swear by that when it comes to fighting. I don't really think you need the arcade stick. The only reason I would do the fighting stick is to replicate the arcade experience. I don't think I'd do any better with it. Now, that said, there have been occasions where in some games I was doing the Hadouken motion a lot better with the stick than with the controller. But that could be a compromise of, say, an Xbox D-pad or something. Okay. Alright, we'll have to trust Pachimari. That's kind of what I was thinking. It is, Prince. Let the oasis be a place of rest and reflection for you. Now go. Your family and people await their hero. Spirits say, get out of... What? Is that an interplace? How's that game going, guys? Is it over? Spurs? Surely it's over, right? Spurs and Timberwolves. I heard Wemby got kicked out. Got booted from the game. I made it. Skill points experience. Killing enemies gives experience. The prince gains a level when he has accumulated enough experience. Each level gives 1 additional skill point. Skill points are used to improve the prince's abilities and to unlock new abilities. Ah, yes, a skill tree. That's what everybody really wants. Yep, you bet it. Skill tree. The telltale sign of we let a girl work on the staff, right? I don't think we had skill trees until they had to make all these women become developers, right? Am I right, boys? You know what? I need a despot of Antrium. Am I right, boys button? That's what I need. Switch analog sticks suck. Well, I can't speak for the Switch. The Switch 2's is fine. I guess they're larger than on the Switch. They aren't meant for fight. I could see you not playing a fighting game well with it, but I know that this D-pad is a bit sensitive. Depending on how the game's programmed, Mario U Deluxe, you can end up hitting down. If you press this down a little bit, you end up going down and you pile drive down and you die while you're trying to fly. That does not happen on Wonder. Wonder does not pick up the down doing that. I have both Power A Switch and Switch 2 Pro controllers, and their analog sticks and D-pad rock. So you're saying the Power A works. I think Power A makes a Kirby Switch 2 Pro controller-esque with like a kind of like mouthful look. It doesn't look like Kirby ate the controller, but that's what they should aim for. Is that Kirby has mouthful moded the controller and has a little bit of controller inside. That's the look they should. Instead, it's just kind of like a Kirby face, like puckered, you know? You guys know what it sounds like? I'm making some. There's a Kirby controller, okay? I swear I'm not making it up. I'm not even reading this. I just hit some buttons here. All right, we went to the altar. I'm curious how this game behaves when you have to start a new run. Apparently in a different village. So what the hell was I doing? Zagros village. I guess that I could have been in a village and then the aqueduct. I don't know. And I'm happy with the $30 wireless Pro controller and the 60. The Power A is wireless. On Nintendo or Xbox, you had, I think until very recently, you only Xbox first party stuff had Xbox wireless in controllers. There might be a third party elite style, what is it, Scuff or Scab or whatever? Is it Scuff? Somebody might make a competitor elite controller right now that does have Xbox wireless protocol, but most of them require wired. I know there's one, it was a Razer Wolverine. I think there's a new Razer Wolverine wireless, maybe. Still grinding MFP on 2026. I have enough for a pack. I think I got halfway through the battle pass. Like, the game actually rewarded me for playing it the way I wanted to play it. Did I unlock fighters by playing my friends and viewers in Smash Brothers? Nope. You gotta do the story to get them. No playing online with your bros without just the default controls. You have only, I mean, shit. You have like 4 fighters you start with in Smash. WWE 2K26 gave me about everybody. The thing that was kind of aggravating me that I didn't really get back into, I probably did about a third or a half of CM Punk's showcase mode. Then I realized you have to do all the damn objectives during a match or you're screwed. And so that was like pulling teeth. Like, no, I have to kick him, but when he's on the apron or... Vaughn, I told you to look at the Power A stuff last year to review. I don't want to have to buy... I don't have space for all the controllers. I have a pretty much a trash can full of Xbox 360 controllers. There's controllers everywhere. I'm not even sure I really have space for the Neo Geo. I kind of made... I created some space the other week in prep, but yeah, I probably could get rid of that guitar controller. I haven't used it since 2007. I bought Guitar Hero 3 because my college roommate was going to stay with us for a bit during Christmas break sort of stuff, and I thought, well, maybe he'll want to play Guitar Hero, so I bought Guitar Hero 3. I have a lot of 360 controllers. I think I might have 8 first party wireless controllers. I actually have my first one. No, I know I came across my original Xbox 360 controller the other day because it had the sticker that pointed to the globe to turn it on. All the launch ones have that sticker. And then you had then when they did the launch for the Xbox One, it would say day 1 edition, you know, but that did anything. I wonder if Azeda is all right. No one in the village is tougher, but let me guess, Azeda is a chick. The Huns aren't known for their mercy. They probably ravaged her. They are so much swifter and thoroughly vicious than when we fought them before. See, I have invaded their grounds, and I can understand why they'd want to attack. How did they catch us off guard? There must have been something we could have done. Ooh, a traitor in the family. Usually you set this up in the story, right? It's great being the prince. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna be a prince all day. Women, come bathe me, you know? Ah, you're my mom, aren't you? Don't you backtalk me. And then you go off on a journey, the castle gets sieged, you get knocked out, and then you're like, I have to go back to my family. Now we have to give a damn about people we've never met. Which is part of the problem with Gladiator. The first Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Overrated. I like it, but it is more 8 out of 10 than you know it should be. And part of the issue is you never had set up the relationship between, was it Commodus or Proxima, what the, you know, the guy with the hair lip, and Maximus, right? If we'd had some scenes of them young, or even seeing the guy, the Oliver Reed character, win his freedom in a fight, and then he was gifted the sword, and then when Russell Crowe bounces it to him, he's like, yeah, I've seen that sword. You know, that could have been something. But we never had the young moment to set that up. If we did all of that, it would have seemed like we were ripping off Braveheart even more. Because the truth is, even with that stripped out, you can see that it is just Braveheart again, is what we're doing with Gladiator. Let's do Braveheart, but now he has to fight in the arena for his freedom, or not. And that's what they kind of did. So, yeah, not like that. I mean, now the new one will make you appreciate the OG Gladiator from 2000, because the new one's kind of hot garbage. And that Paul Mescal does not have the gravitas or the charisma to be the Gladiator, right? But it's also it's funny how that dimwit Candace Owens, listen to her podcast in like the last week or something. She'll be like, you know, I love Gladiator movies, and we had a new Gladiator movie. And it's like, what do you mean by Gladiator movies? Do you mean like ancient Rome movies? Because like there's not that many Gladiator movies. And she's talking about it like it is a popular genre. Like, no, I'm not really into Marvel movies. I'm into Gladiator movies. And I'm like, what is wrong with this broad? My first thought would be a lot, but I use Xbox controllers to play my Xbox One, a white controller, in fact. I think, I mean, the Elite Series 2 is really an Xbox One controller being used on a Series X. We managed to go the length of the Series X without it getting its own Elite controller, and yet the Xbox One had 2 Elite controllers, right? 2015, 2019. You unlocked Brock, Cena. See it, like, I thought I was just kind of like, wow, I got Ultimate Warrior, really? Like, yeah, I didn't have to do much. That was not really a Candace Owens impression, but maybe I should like work on that and add it to the repertoire, you know, because she's going to be around for a little bit. You know, she'll be worthy of making fun of for some time, right? But yeah, Gladiator, kind of mid. You got the idea. All right, double daggers. I guess this is where we select our saw blade, the blade that deploys. So wait, hold on. A for the saw blade. When did I even pick that up? Interact. So small a thing, and yet so magical, powerful, stored within this trinket. Father would hate to see these. He fears this kind of magic. But I think he'll understand I'm just a little outnumbered here. Ah, the medallions of cheating. Effects and combinations. The art style in this looks like, oh, it's a game I reviewed and didn't even care for, and I beat it and got all the gamer score and all that shit. It was like a guy in the woods who had to murder a bunch of people really fast. He had to like speed run all the, you know, it was some indie game from a few years ago called something like, I don't know, get your revenge or some shit, and you're just like some woodsman. People invaded your town, and now you have to like daisy chain the murderer, and you have like you have to kill everybody within 1 second of each other or something. You know what I'm talking about? Back for Blood or something. No, it can't be Back for Blood. That was a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, but you know what I mean. Like it kind of, the art style has a similar distastefulness, to it. Something like that. Candace Owens don't know how Thunder and Lightning. I know. I that was an off the cuff Candace Owens voice. I think I could kind of work on that, She the funniest thing I thought she said was, so we used to listen to Prince when I was a little girl, but only a little bit. Like we listened to Raspberry Beret. I'm like, you dumb broad. Raspberry Beret. Raspberry Beret. Kind you find in a second. Yeah, those were the lyrics he was singing. Stupid. Somebody look up that Woodsman Kills Everybody game. It was on Game Pass. Woodsman guy has to kill a bunch of people really quick. That's what the graphics look like. Medallions are powerful items. We'll play for till about 2:30. Okay, we're at 2:18 right now. It wasn't We Happy Few. It wasn't that. It was newer than that, I think. A little bit, maybe. Woodsman guy. Woodsman guy. It hardly had a story. It was just you have to kill a bunch of guys. Indie game, I don't know. All right, effects and was no, it wasn't no Hello Neighbor. How many of those did they make? It's like Hello Neighbor, Spy Neighbor. Do they just add neighbor to everything? Medallions last for only one run, but new and different medallions will be found on each run. Each run, you say. You're guaranteed I will find them. But keeping track of their number and effects is essential to obtaining powerful combinations. Kicking enemies spreads resin. And that does what? I guess that damages the enemy, but not me. Can I still use my... Oh, shit. Well, did the environment change? I think this is different. I think that the... And I wonder if it's just like a seeding for how many possibilities there are, or if the environment actually does change. Like, genuinely, because it did seem kind of like it was haphazardly laid out, didn't it? All right, let's see if we can climb up this. Vaughn, when are you dressing like John Cena? We reached the... hold on, was there donations tonight? Are you kidding me? I didn't make no damn goal for John Cena. Frankly, his look is just kind of off, like I don't know what he thinks he's dressing. He's dressing kind of like a guy out of time. Like a guy who thinks he's kind of in 1992, but not quite. Like it's something just seems inauthentic. Now, I had a bunch of jean shorts, okay? Not gonna lie, I had jean shorts. I got to college, and week 1, after the guy killed himself falling out of the window, then it was fair game to just harass and bully anybody with jean shorts. And so I was like, no one's really bothering me because like I go to college with a bunch of like skinny crackhead idiots and I'm like in shape, so no one's really messing with me, but I don't want any of the smoke. Fine, I'll get some cargo shorts. And that's when jean shorts died. I have not seen jean shorts on much of anybody except John Cena. John Cena started wearing the jean shorts when jean shorts died, like out of spite. Just kind of a weird thing. Riley's really backing out. No, I didn't want... Wait. Banjo is saying? How mid is it's pretty damn mid. Sweet Tea, I don't think you saw the part where it took me 30 minutes to try to get the game to start because of the hyper restrictive DRM that made me like not create an account but have to like memorize a damn password and identify what stairs and buses are for CAPTCHA reasons. I have just white and black controllers when it comes to this. I just went with the first party. I did get a Power A at one point for the 360, and it had like some nice kind of soft touch to it, and its sticks went loose quick. It was a pain in the balls to try to charge. But I largely just go for the first party stuff. You know, that way you have one less thing to blame your crappy performance on, right? You like your Iron Mask review. Iron Mask. I'm trying... The Man in the Iron Mask I have not reviewed. I'm trying to think, what's Iron Mask? I like your Iron Mask review. Do you know anything else about it? What are we talking about? Are you sure you're talking to the right guy here? I don't remember anything called Iron Mask. Now I'm going to look it up here. Oh, right. That movie has a lot of different titles, doesn't it? Yeah, so shit, I've wanted to actually make fun of it again. Because I don't think I've seen a movie with as many production logos at the top of a movie. This was like a Chinese, American, British, international collaboration of mid. A bait and switch to make you think it was Arnold and Jackie Chan going at it the whole movie when they were kind of like in the first act and then they were like, showed up at the end, well... We made a movie together, and it's pretty much it. It might have seriously had like 5 minutes of production animation logos. I think that Trump needs to get involved and say, call for a moratorium on the production logos. From now on, your movie can only have one logo animated, and then it can say in association with. I miss the old days. You would just see the 20th Century Fox fanfare, and then the movie would start. You would see Touchstone Pictures, and then Con Air would come on. Carol Co. Terminator 2 comes on. Now it is Bad Robot. I made a sandwich today. Oh, let's not even put the name of our company on here, said Ridley Scott. We just watched it and we're wondering why it was made. Russian, Chinese... Yeah, I forgot the Russians. I'm sure it vaguely retells some kind of Chinese folklore story. That's about it. Now, I realize now that the Chinese have really upped their movie game. And they're kind of making... I think they own Legendary Pictures. They may be making some things that are being passed off in the West as authentically Hollywood cinema. They may be doing something like that, yeah. Let me try to continue this game, kind of. Sukra, are you alright? Ha ha ha. Never better, my boy. Nothing an old soldier can't handle. I can't say the same for these poor Huns, though. Not normal, these Huns. They fight like trash. No sense of self-preservation. Something strange drives them. Something unnatural. But where have you been, my boy? No one's seen you in days. Your mother, she's died. We already had her funeral. We'll be pleased, all right. We thought the Huns got you. Yeah. The Huns, they did get me, Sakura. I faced their leader, Noge, and I've been recovering from the Noges. Sakura, You should head to the oasis on the other side of the village. It's safe there. I'm going to the city to find out what's going on. Wait for me there. What? I don't want it. You don't want me to come with you? We're going to need your arms for forging, not fighting, old friend. Besides, you're old, short, and fat. You can't jump over these guys. Of course, my friend, my prince. Just give me a moment. Should have stretched these bones out this morning. Be careful out there, my boy. No friendly fire. Does any of this look like a real Persian? Do these look like Huns? Is this a case of like, we have free reign to make fun of Nazis, so every enemy gets to be a Nazi? The Huns are an unclaimed people, so we can make fun of them. Conversely, can we have a bunch of like, what is it, Romani? Oh shit, what are they? Gypsy people in a game? Are we allowed to do that? Oh, this guy came to fight. Shit. I don't like that charge attack. It does, you charge, but you do not press when it releases. Bothersome. The Huns in Mulan were right. They were trying to save their people from Chinese imperialism. I have not seen Mulan, but I know that Jackie Chan sings that song in the like Chinese version of the original movie. And in America, I think it's Donny Osmond is the singing voice. All I know, look, I know a few things. I think Ming Na Wen is Mulan, unless I'm mistaken. There's a red dragon voiced by Eddie Murphy, I think. And then there's something, I'll make a man out of you to fight the Hun. There's, I haven't seen the movie, but I know that there's like a Donny Osmond sings the song. Yeah, right, something like that. Prince, cut your hair, you look like a girl. That's why the facial hair, guys. That's why the facial hair. Right, let's hit this guy with the buzzsaw. Boom! Ooh, nice. Is that gonna... See, I thought I jumped over those earlier. And, okay, now my energy thing's depleting. You have to build... I don't know. Maybe you want that depleted so you have energy? Ooh, effed him up good. I'm not sure I really understand that, but... It's always the Mongolians. See, I feel like you can make fun of the Inuit because there's not enough Inuit to protest, right? Oh no, 10 people aren't going to see my movie, right? Food. I'm actually out of stuff, man. I'm sorry, Nowhere. I ate all my Reese's Pieces. I have maybe a couple of streams worth of Reese's Pieces remaining. This was the Red Bull that I opened a couple, like what, Friday? I had, what did I have today? I had a Dave's Killer Bread snack thing for lunch. It is kind of like a bread thing. It is kind of almost like a muffin as a protein bar. And then what did I, oh, a couple of chili dogs, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog would. It was cartoon Sonic the Hedgehog that was so into the chili dogs. Is that carried over into the games? Because when I played that like Generations with Shadow and stuff, I didn't see any chili dog action happening, so I don't know. How have you seen Iron Mask and not Mulan? I'm sorry, it was on Hulu. It was on Hulu, it had Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought, this might be worth talking about. Yeah, and that, shoot, you know, but just about forget that there was a new Mulan. Is the OG Mulan on Hulu, the animated one? Because you'd be surprised how, I just heard some dubstep. Yes, I heard it too. And I think my arm hair is getting pulled in my undersized medium shirt here. The broad that played New Mulan, is she even known? Is she in anything? Because usually they try to, like, you know, astroturf these Disney people into some kind of stardom. No one knows who the hell she is. But you'd be surprised how much stuff isn't on Hulu that could be. You'd think it'd be a treasure trove of 20th Century Fox. Not so fast. They have some Alien, some Predator stuff, you know. Ming Na could have played Mulan. Did Ming Na play the original Mulan or not? Mulan Watch Party? Let me fire up Hulu here and look, okay? Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to pause this, actually, so we don't end up with any inadvertent dubstep. Yeah, if you did watch The Iron Mask, my apologies. I, tried to warn people. Not a crazy popular movie. Shoot, where's my Hulu app so that I could search? I've never seen Mulan, so I don't know if a watch party for that would be good. I'm old and I've gained enough spare tire. It's hard to wear the apparatus to shoot those jog vlogs. I'm sorry. Those were certainly a memory test. It's not just a physical thing, but I'm running with no notes, trying to review something. The world record for longest jogging movie review would be GoldenEye. My review of GoldenEye, I may be wrong, but that might be like a 25-minute video. I'm pretty sure I could do well in a marathon if I had a GoPro strapped to my cock and had to talk the whole time. But if I had to actually run the marathon, I would get bored out of my mind, and then I would realize my knees were shot. But if I had to host like a live stream in the progress like of it all, I'd probably be fine. I couldn't let the stream down, or I can't just cut this video off. I haven't made fun of the movie enough, like there'd be a thing like that. But for the people that actually run the marathons, they have time to think about how sore their joints are, right? Ooh, Send Help is now on Hulu. The second part of the Rachel McAdams plane drama movie series. She needs one more movie where she gets into a plane issue. Coyote Ugly, I've kind of been meaning to watch that. There's like a couple of songs I heard that were in that. I was like, really? I've never seen Holes with Shia LaBeouf. Never seen Holes. Okay, so let me look for Mulan here. I watched Ready or Not on Hulu the other week. That was ass. Seriously. It didn't even make like big money. And they made another one. Mulan is not really on there. Mulan and the Mulan, fake Mulan, are available with live TV. You have to pay through the freaking nose for the live TV option to get Mulan and Mulan 2020. Shit, that was 6 years ago. That Mulan everyone was making fun of. That Holes movie, isn't it like kids are in a, like, what do they call it when the juvie detention and they have to just dig holes for the hell of it? That didn't sound realistic, but what do I know? Azita, you're alive. Are you all right? Jesus, I thought this would be his like hot girlfriend. Oh, your highness, a sight for sore eyes. Not sure how, but I'm fine. Huns blew through the village like a sandstorm. They were everywhere, coming from the Hun camp. That's where the Huns camp. It's called the Hun camp. Very creative nomenclature. Not keen on taking prisoners. Man, I haven't seen that much action in 20 years. The villagers fled and one of the bastards knocked me out. When I woke up, boy was he sore. The others must have taken me for dead. Been waiting for survivors, but can't say I've seen many. You should go somewhere safe, Azita. The Huns are still roaming around looking for stragglers. Thank you. They're channel members. I will post do a post of a Twitter DM exchange we had that does look like I'm being offered a role to do some voice acting on some hit YouTube channel. I think they have like 1 million subs. They want to do a new cartoon series and was looking for voice actors. And who knows, I might do a lot. You say I like your voice acting, and Nowhere says I hate his voice acting. What are you doing here then? If you hate the voice acting, that's like the main draw of the channel. Nonsense, Your Highness. This is my home. I'll be damned if I don't die here. But there's one thing you should do, Highness. Send those Hun brutes packing. I will, Azita. I swear. I will avenge you all. Maybe I should start by giving back to the Hun. Going back to, giving back. What is it, like Toys for Tots for Huns over here? Going back to the Hun camp. Oh, yes. Yeah, the voice acting is definitely the draw. Not me taking my shirt off. Don't make it too weird over here. All right, so it said Hun camp, yet he said go back to the Hun camp. Don't really know if one can do that. One does not simply walk into the Hun camp. So one does. Maybe one does. Come on. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting out of here like that. Also, I'm counting the time before I chime in for work. Until then, I have nothing to do. Toys for Huns. What are some Hun toys? Man, I don't know much about Huns. Or Persians. I think me taking my shirt off is the draw for Anna and Nowhere. Nothing. Not a programmer. Nowhere Nothing is not a programmer on Twitch, right? These are the same person, correct? Too late to not make it weird. I'm already here. My mere presence makes everything weird. I was just trying to get by you guys to go to your Hun village for the toy drive. That's the greeting I get? Come on. Yeah, this is not the same, is it? Was it Zargos village that I was in at one point? And now it's different, and I guess maybe that'll lead to the aqueduct? You'd think I could maybe just resume from the, like, oh, you made it to the next place. Good for you, you can resume from there. Kind of makes it a little tough to make a guide or find, you know, collectibles or anything if this is the case. Banjo and Nowhere trying to start a community war. Banjo is the NASCAR guy. Nowhere, I believe, is not a programmer on Twitch. Insisting he's not a programmer. Ooh, nice moves. Get him with the... Oh, I don't have the energy for the saw. That sucks. Saw was cool. You guys are getting effed up by the saw. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have jumped that far. Or maybe I should have, I don't know. Toys for Huns sounds like something hardcore, like it sounds like a metal band just about, or it sounds like a metal band's album, right? Like there could be a Kiss album called Toys for Huns. I could see that. I'm not really delighted by the combat in this. All right, that's the ruined aqueduct. Let's see if it's different than the last time I was in it. I'm pretty sure this is all like, it's like making it before our eyes right here. Yeah, okay, so I've heard that song because I heard it on Dancing with the Stars. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Is that how it goes, or is there some other... I'll make a man out of you. Something like that, right? I get the drink, but not that much. Can I break that? Pick up medallion slot. Add 1 medallion slot to the inventory. We feel bad about you dying like a loser, so we're gonna give you some more slots. Soul Cinders sent to... Soul Cinders, is that a lyric from a Robbie Williams, Kylie Minogue song? Kids. Soul Cinders activated, you've got other plans. Purpose of a woman's love her man, and we'll paint by numbers till something sticks. I don't mind doing it for the kids. Yeah, the lyrics make no sense. The music video, I'm surprised, is allowed on YouTube with the aggressive amount of nip slips. It's like, and they called it Kids. Does anyone know what song I'm talking about? Because I feel like I'm on crazy pills here. It was kind of a banger, like around 2007. I remember hearing it during the NBA Finals when they were cutting to, you know, to the commercial breaks with the Spurs were winning that one, 07. You know, LeBron James getting dicked down real good, swept. That his nickname should be Le Sweep, man. Teams keep sweeping his ass in the playoffs, right? But he's the GOAT or something. The combat definitely needs more Bayonetta style combat gameplay, like with Katana's Whip. Maybe you as you go, you get more cool weapons. It doesn't feel like I'm fighting these things. Like I'm kind of laying into them. I can't really tell if they're stunned up. The combat in Hades 2 is more satisfying. It feels like well-planned combat in that game. I'll give it that. LeBum lames. Tomorrow night, guys, we got a strictly 2-hour window for Animal Crossing. And then I gotta go watch LeBron James get his ass retired. And then they're gonna cut him from the Lakers and come up with some excuse, you know. No, I didn't get cut. I left. Whatever. Kirby 2D combat is good. You know, like you said, it's easy being a Kirby fan, right? So, every time you're in this place, every time you die, the map remakes itself. Which really kind of just comes up with a bland map, you know? Because it's not like level design was considered. You know what I'm saying? This is not my favorite way to approach this. See, like, these guys aren't stunned, but a little hop over him. It feels like I took damage doing that. It felt that way, but I want to watch LeBron James lose to my Thunder, and that's what we're watching tomorrow. Got to go to work now. Bye. Well, you know, we should probably wrap this up too. We'll see if I can get killed again, okay, or complete this. But you're not going to miss out on much. Everybody say goodbye to Nowhere. You're definitely on pills. Chat isn't even real. None of this is real. You're the one living in another. I know what happened. I saw it. If you're not wearing, everybody not wearing 3-valent sunblock, I'm gonna have a bad day. Get it? I just totally messed up Sarah Connor's line right there. How she avoided an Oscar consideration, I don't understand. You guys are kind of comparing me to this DSP guy, and then some of you are like, he's nothing like him. which I think is a compliment from what I'm hearing, right? Right, we have a lever. There's kind of like some fun story interactions and things that mix things up in a fun way with Hades 2. Like, you could get kind of addicted to playing Hades 2 runs. I could see that. Use that time to watch NASCAR instead of NBA. Shoot, is NASCAR much on regular TV anymore? One point it was. Sharpened vitality. Each health point gained during the run increases damage dealt. I shall sacrifice. Oh, I traded something. Dash automatically triggers Value's breath. Okay, well, let's do that too then. Or not. Okay, well, I guess I can't have both. I can. Stunning an enemy inflicts 50 additional damage. I'm not even sure how the hell I stun them. That's the problem. Alright, so a dash over them. If I look at my thing, is it going to tell me? Dash automatically values breath. Can't go under 0%. Kicking enemies spreads resin. I do need to kick some guys. See what this resin does. I haven't been doing that. Alright, next guy is getting kicked. Coke 600 Memorial Day weekend is on Prime Video. Okay. Look, Banjo, because it's you, I might watch NASCAR race, but I really don't have any particular interest in NASCAR. It's never been like a thing in my household. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just not anything anybody in my family knows anything about at all. It wasn't until pretty recently did the cars get kind of good looking. Like, I thought the cars looked pretty damn lame for a while, and now they run like Mustangs. So, like, they were running a bunch of like, shit, what was it that Dale Earnhardt probably died in? A Monte Carlo, you know what I mean? Yeah, Coca-Cola 600, that's the race, right? Or I could use that time to watch Cowboy Kent Rollins cook some spicy. I'm gonna watch, yeah, I'm gonna make note of that. I'm gonna watch. It's not for everyone, but it can be a good time, especially that's the problem with some sports. I think some sports are good on TV. Some are fun in person. Hockey is much better in person than on TV. Basketball plays well on TV. Golf actually plays well on TV. Bowling is fun to do, but not particularly watch. I'm working. I may need to do a video on this, but there's really not a lot to say. People will watch golf because there's a lot of variety in what could happen. And the people doing it are doing what you at home can't do, but you are able to practice. Bowling doesn't work on TV because what's going to happen? A strike or a spare. There's really not a lot of variety. Okay, golf has a number of holes that all look different. You don't get that in bowling. It has to be uniform. And a uniform game that you don't play head-to-head directly is problematic. Basketball, okay, the goals are all the same, right? But at least you have like a variety of people. Like, there's a lot of possibilities of what could happen. Not everybody has a LeBron James on their team destroying it, right? I need to kick some of these guys. I guess I don't have a kick anymore. Kick. Oh, that button. Spread some resin or no? Alright, I'm gonna kick this guy. He's in the resin. See, I don't think that did shit. Chevy Monte Carlo, Ford. No, I don't recall seeing Ford Thunderbirds. Then Taurus, yeah. Fusion, definitely. I do not recall seeing, even when they brought back the Thunderbird, what was it, like '02? Where it got like the porthole window in the back. I do occasionally see some of those kind of around. I might actually see more of that retro style Thunderbird than I did like the 90s one, you know? But yeah, the cars were lame and now they've gotten a little cooler. A little bit. I don't know. Then it's very like married to country music also, which is one of the lesser forms of music, I think. Unless they've gotten away from that. I don't know, are you going to hear a lot of country in the outros to the commercials or what? I'm going to have to think about getting Ultimate to play a little bit of Forza. I don't know if you guys want to see that. I think Banjo might want to maybe join me for some Forza. I don't know. Okay, we got to F him up. We're getting effed up here. Oh wait, there's some person. That looks kind of dangerous. Don't mind the water. We've got oilskin bags to keep everything nice and dry. What do you guys think? Forza or Mina the Hollower? Mina the Hollower I can get on Switch too. And then that could be like a playthrough. But I don't know. You'd watch for Horizon 6. Let me make a note of that. One does not simply play through Horizon 6. We'd have to like tackle for like a week different types of races. This is the one where the girl bosses you around and tells you to get all of her belongings for the movie set. You know, this is the one where the geisha needs to be escorted to her suitors. Oh, also did jalapeno cheese corn dogs as also. I had chili cheese hot dogs tonight. It was, I use a Nathan's Angus beef on Wonder Bread bun, hand diced onion, white onion, Jack Link's no beans chili, and the cheese was a pre-shredded Mexican style Kraft cheese that I picked up because there was an issue, but and that was a pretty banger hot dog. Pretty banger. No beans. I don't go for beans. Not a beans family so much. It was Mother's Day, and I did get my mom something a few weeks back, and I guess I'm passing it off as a Mother's Day thing, but it is a hamburger smash burger grilling kit with a press to press down burgers, like an iron press from, oh, it's one of the big food company things. There will be a video or some shit, I don't know. To be fair, Vaughn, I don't enjoy country music either. Southern rock, I'm okay. Yeah, I can do that. But see, I can only name like 2 Southern rock bands. Like 38 Special and Leonard Skinner, right? Not country. No offense to any country fans. It's just not for me. Oh, that is such a polite way to say that. No, not George Foreman. It's like, Christ, I ordered it on Amazon for her. Now it's bothering me that I don't know what it is. I need to place another Amazon order, and I don't know if I'm going to get that other cutie honey thing you told me about, Wanderer. I don't know if I'm going to be down for that. They restocked one of them. It was like RE cutie honey, like later 90s, or maybe it's like 2000s or something, but let me check. I'm going to feel dumb when I see what this was that I don't remember. Hey, Star Fox now $49.94 on Amazon, guys. Star Fox is now on sale on Amazon. So if you want the new Star Fox, hold on here. Did I not? I know I had a link for it. Shit. Yeah, Star Fox is 17% off. They're matching that Walmart price now. So if you pre-ordered already on Star Fox, they're going to give you $10 back because you got the pre-order price locked in, their lowest pre-order price. $49.94 for a physical version of it. What are some bands that you like that you think I hate? It might surprise you. RE is not that great. I saw the trailer and it looked kind of fun, but I wasn't sure. I have to look this up. I'm sorry. Okay, here it is. Cuisinart. Cuisinart Smash Burger Kit. That's what I got her. So, see, you smash the burgers down with a press. The pre-order for Star Fox, man. Star Fox 64 is coming back, and it's $10 off now. So the pre-order for the physical version is the same price as digital, which is pretty shocking. Unless digital has gone down to 40, because I thought it was supposed to be 50 digital, 60 for physical. But I have a link, and if you guys order, if you need to get that, if you order from my link, here we go. I had it pinned on Twitter. If you get that from my link, I get a little bit of dough, and that keeps the wheels greased over here, or oiled or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's my affiliate link there. I reckon be so, yeah. But yeah, that's the affiliate link. Oasis does suck. I don't like Pearl Jam, and I know you don't. I don't much care for them. Yeah, Oasis, I can't do that. I have Apple Music for a bit, and I may need. I was thinking what I would do is listen to all the Michael Jackson albums, and I've done that a bit while I was grinding something the other day. No, when I was designing the characters for the Critic Clash, I listened to like pretty much all the Michael Jackson albums, like, or up to a point. I don't think I got to History yet from 95, but all the ones prior to that. I started off with freaking Ben and was like, wow, this is kind of cringe. You just pre-ordered from my link or earlier today? And now you want to rub it in my face. I already pre-ordered. I pre-ordered already. I pre-ordered actually a few days back, but now it looks like Walmart and Amazon are having a bit of a war over the price thing. I will say I can't be certain if you will get it by the street day with Amazon, but a number of people get games that they order on Amazon like days in advance. Like, it can happen. I've gotten things from Crunchyroll store, like a week before the street date, which pretty much surprised my ass. So, like, shit, Ninja Scroll Blu-ray Steelbook. So, yeah, I mean, stuff like that can happen. Yeah, you get... I mean, I try to be more about the affiliate sales stuff than the begging for money side of things. But at the moment, Amazon's giving me a bit of a raw deal on some affiliate things. They delisted a bunch of my videos from product pages, probably because they were too good. Like, they want like a super earnest influencer video. Like, they want, most of their market is like influencer moms. So this like sweater is like super cute, and I really like the Kirby smile on it, and it's all in pink. And well, so then I'm gonna do, and they have like a certain cadence, and they like cut off their they got the vocal fry going and they wave their phone around, or they make their husband do the editing or some shit, and he doesn't know what he's doing because he actually installs Windows for a living. And then meanwhile I know what I'm doing, and they're like, well, this doesn't look authentic. I don't know about this. It kind of looks professional, and that's not really the vibe we're going for. This needs to look kind of like a product review of, like, it was a good bag. Not the best, but it is all right. Check it out. Like, that's the kind of crap we're looking for. So, yeah, they're just kind of pissing me. Darkside Phil never leads people to affiliates. He wants all them. Yeah, don't buy anything. Just give me your money. Guys, you don't seem to be interested enough in Prince of Persia. I guess I need to take a week off. Is that what he would say? I've still yet to watch any of his videos. I don't want him influencing my streaming style. You know, that'd probably be bad, right? All right, get more saw blade. Deploys, I already have that. It's equipped and it gets leveled up. Okay, I see. Increase industry restoration by, if both, is that worth doing? How much money do I have? Money. Screw it. All right, what are you kids doing with the arms over here? Why do you guys have this stuff? Could I not buy a damn potion? Like, oh shit. See, those kids were definitely not there last time, so it is doing a rogue thing, that's for sure. I could have sworn when I previously saw stuff about this game, it was much zoomed in. It was a closer view of everything, not all spread out like this. Go! After the stream, I'm probably going to watch Send Help. And, you know, never do a review on it because I'm so far behind on reviews. Nice. Collateral damage. Friendly fire. And let's see. I'm getting a little addicted to that Resident Evil mode. I need to do a stream of me winning in that. It may be pretty lame though, because it's so RNG that I might not have any sweet weapons. I actually got a clip of me winning, beating the boss with the special like flame hatchet, and I was like, man, I'm surprised I did it. But you know, you shoot his ass with enough Requiem bullets, you can get some shit done, man. I'm at a point now where I can get back in the positive on my... The Resident Evil community does not like them calling them CP. They want them to be called completion points. And I wrote on the thing, well, I spent all my CP on this. And like, whoa, don't say that. And I'm like, what the hell's the problem there? So... at any rate, I had to spend a bunch to get this flame axe hatchet that wasn't showing up in my random drops. Reinstall the game, or quit and resume the game, and it worked. And the thing is showing up on occasion, and I actually had it on me when I killed the final boss. So it made for a good clip. I may do a video kind of like breaking down that mode more and talking about some of the things I learned while showing some clips of me kicking ass. I also blew myself up in a funny way. I'm gonna have to put that on the Resident Evil Reddit because that was embarrassing. We have a problem with the chat. It's down to one channel. Oh, it says 1 of 2, 2 of 2. Sometimes that kind of happens. I don't think the stream died anywhere, but even if it did, I don't think anyone's missing out on much. I just pre-ordered Star Fox with your link, I think. Awesome. If you want to use that link and buy anything else on Amazon, or go to my page, amazon.com/Chad shop / Von Fry, I think. And then if you bookmark that page and then you buy anything on Amazon, I get like referral trinkets there. It helps the channel. What's this? Reroll items. Stunning. Hey, it's CM Punk. It's his fist, isn't it? Stunning an enemy increases damage dealt by 5. Well, I have 4 slots. Increase venue's breath accumulation by 10. I don't even know. So, yeah, I mean, more energy thing, or increase energy restoration by 15. Do I need to own these or equip? No, let's do the CM Punk thing. Banjo hasn't left us. I don't feel like I'm gaining anything from this. Now, there was a lot of like dialogue moments that you do start skipping in Hades 2. You start to understand some are more pertinent than others. But I'm not getting those kind of like fun dialogue moments with this. Someone's got to keep an like this stuff is just harder to. It's not harder, but it takes longer to get to. It's like every room I was getting like a fun dialogue moment. And here it's just like I'm aimless. It's like, what the shit? Now where do they even want me to go? Right? Because they didn't design a level. Oh, you're supposed to go down there, Vaughn. Don't you know? Jeez, are you like new to Prince of Persia? David, I filmed most of my stuff at the zoo, Attenborough. He was briefly too old to play with Lego. And now I believe, unless I'm seeing misinformation here, Lego have changed the rules, making them for ages, what? 1 to 100, or is it 9 to 100 or something like that? They changed it from 9. I think maybe it was like 9 to 99. It was to 99. And they've now got it to 100 for him. That's what I was seeing on Twitter. Is he the less talented of the brothers? Was Richard more talented? I don't know. Spared no expense. I'm in the aqueduct. Outer ramparts. The outer ramparts we've watched. I bet you 95% of Americans have no idea what a rampart is. Have you played any Lego games on stream? I have not, and I'm sorry, but your name is crazy hard to read with the dark blue. Gyro. Gyro Stomp Lover. It sounds almost like a play on a Judas Priest song, like Turbo Lover. I haven't played any Lego game. I might have played one on Xbox. I think it was like Lego City Undercover. It was almost like a GTA Lego game. I know I tried it on Xbox, got one achievement, kind of quit or got lost or something. And it burns me because it's one of those, I like to have a high completion percentage, and you can see that I didn't complete it. But are there some Lego games you recommend? Or isn't there a Lego game kind of playing like it's Minecraft? You know, like Minecraft wants to be Lego. So then they beat Lego to it, and then Lego's like, yeah, what? We'll try it this over here. You say that because they don't have castles in America. Is that a line from Jurassic Park or something? Or I don't understand. I was talking about Richard Attenborough, the spared no expense guy, right? Maybe we're on a boss. Large spirit flask. Could this be a boss fight coming? I love Lego. Oh, like Lego Batman, Lego Star Wars. I think they remade the Lego Star Wars stuff, and a lot of people were really hyped about that. I do recall playing like a Lego Star Wars demo on the 360 years back. And I thought it was kind of cute. It was kind of charming, but it wasn't something I ended up playing, really. I may have to look for those on sale or something like that at some point. Because I think the action games make for a better stream than RPG stuff. An action RPG, fine, but turn-based 70 hours of Final Fantasy may be a problem. 98% of the game is kids. So what stopped you? Were you not able to complete all the way? No one passes these ramparts unless I allow it. It isn't General Burode, Prince, but how you fell before Noge. Looks can be deceiving. Fool, I will make sure you stay down this time, like the Persian dog you are. Okay, we do have a boss. It would be really cool if I could beat this, but let's not bet on it. Shit. I have no health. That's something to jump over. That's something to jump over. And I'm pretty much done. You have this parry move. And kind of. I did the move. Shit. It takes him 5 minutes to die, by the way. Persona 5 says hello. I don't think we can do that. Like those games, would you ever play Persona, Xenoblade, like I think that stuff might be too much. Because I've done Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and it took a lot of time. Silksong took a freaking over a month. It took me over a month to play through Silksong. I would like to be able to get the game like done in a week. You know, oh, guys, that new James Bond game. Was there any interest in that? First Agent or something? First Light? You said something about castles, Tote. You said most Americans don't know about... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, the reason I said that is because it's mentioned in the Star Spangled Banner. And yet, I don't think people know what the hell a rampart is. So, look. We've got this interaction, right? We got this weirdo, and then we got this one over here. And then I bet you have to go a long ways. Zargos Village. What if I go up here? Hun's Camp. Tower. Can I go to the aqueduct? I don't think I can go. You can choose where you want to go here. Outer Rampart. Okay, so could that take me to the boss fight? Shit. I can't select any of that. Okay, so wait a minute. I bet you that this is just going to be balls. You'd have to go through... Warning, you still have some unused soul cylinders. I don't think I can go back to that boss fight. I think that this is like... You need to spend 20 minutes before you can fight that damn boss again type of game. Like if you lost to the instructor gal in Hades 2... Screw you, you have to do an entire run. I don't think we want to bother with that, to be honest with you. I don't think so. Yeah, if he controls time, where the hell's the rewind, right? Wasn't that a novel thing? Prince of Persia Sands of Time, you could rewind and during your like Ninja Gaiden 3D action game and people lost their shit. You should invite Mike, is it Matei? Mike Matei for... His ear raping sound, man. He just screams all the time. It's really unfortunate that nobody in the vicinity of AVGN has like any comedic chops. It's just like, let's just make this gross and people will find it funny. Let's make like all of his jokes are written by like a 13-year-old, you know what I mean? You know, when I was going to bed last night, I thought, man, if somebody broke in the house and huddled up in this corner over here, I wouldn't realize it until they'd slit my throat and stole my Switch 2. You know, you ever do that? You ever think, you know, somebody, when I was checking the mail, maybe somebody came in and I mean, if they were just, because look, I did have a nightmare once that I found an Asian guy in my basement. It was like an Asian tourist guy. It was kind of like that Parasite movie where the people are living in the house, right? And I was just saw this, you know, kind of chubby Asian guy, and I opened the door to the utility room where I have my pull-up bar, and I was gonna do some pull-ups, and I just saw this Asian guy just like, and we're just both like, you know, when Ferris Bueller's sister sees Principal Rooney in the house and they just kind of scream and then she kicked him in the face. It was like that. So I don't know if that means we're going to start having immigrants living in our basements secretly, but anybody who has multiple homes, like you have a summer home, how do you do that? Like go to the, hey kids, we're going to go to the cabin this summer. The cabin that no one has been in for 10 months. You don't expect to have squatters in there or it be burned down or have the copper wiring pulled. Like, how does this work, right? If you're not at the place, how do you know it's still there? So, yeah. Well, the only time I leave the front door unlocked is when I go check the mailbox, because we have like the mailbox in the corner. You know, it's like in the space. The mail's all in one place and you have to walk a few houses down. There was a weird guy yesterday walking around looking at homes and then checking his phone and pacing up and down the street like he was going to call and place a bid on, hey, are you selling your house? Get a lot of calls about, are you selling your house? No, if you want to sell your house, no. Nope, not interested. Not selling the house to China. That's fair. I do love games that aren't too long, but not too short. Link to the Past, that is one that's on the table for sure. After we do a little bit of Animal Crossing, would it be possible to do some Zelda playthroughs? Zelda, The Adventures of Link, Zelda 2, right? And then Link to the Past. Do you think I could knock those out before the end of the month when we have like possibly 007 First Light or Forza? That First Light, probably not playing that on the Switch 2. That will probably be an Xbox title. But I would say, it looks like the chat thing's down for one of the channels here. I don't know if it's YouTube or Twitch. It's having an issue. I heard Zelda 2 is insanely hard. We have a rewind ability. Rewind got my ass through Super Mario Brothers 2, which I thought was probably tougher than 3, being I didn't know the warps and shit, right? But I've never played Zelda 2. I've never played Link to the Past. And when it comes to Link to the Past, it looks like we have a couple of options. There is a version on the Game Boy Advance, I believe, that might be graphically superior. Would that be the preferred way to approach A Link to the Past for the first time? Or, you know, I'm saying Game Boy Advance NSO, or should I do Game Boy Advance Super Nintendo? Or I'm sorry, SNES if you're British. I forgot about that. Rewind helped me almost beat Punch-Out. I came pretty damn close a few weeks ago to beating Star Fox 2 on the hard path without the rewind. I rewound a little bit, but I probably just could have died and had an extra life or something. Like, it was surprisingly playable. Don't play GBA version. Stick. Okay. Gotta make a note of that. Don't play stick with SNES. They are fairly short, but is Link to the Past pretty long? Do you think that I could get those 3 out of the way? Could I possibly get those 3 out of the way before Forza or 007 First Light, which it seems like nobody's interested in? I can't tell. We watched the trailer Friday, and you guys had some interest maybe, but Star Fox 2 emulation on Switch 2 is atrocious. What else would you expect? The game's essentially only been emulated. It was on a Super Nintendo Classic, or it was on a Switch 2. Is there a difference between the two? Is there a difference between the versions? I'm not sure. I have a Super Nintendo Mini, so I'm not sure really. Link to the Past takes like 10 hours, I think. Well, could be beaten in under 20. Well, I think the OG, I know a lot of people can do that in like 30 minutes or 2 hours or something. It may take me longer than that. I don't know if we would do it in one night. Zelda 2, I have no freaking idea. If we split the difference, you know, looking at 15 hours, that mouse PI for hire took me 20 hours, right? 22 hours. There's probably time to get some of that stuff done. But we are going to do some Animal Crossing for at least a stream or two, something. So I don't know. Anna wants to do the Animal Crossing tomorrow, or I think. Wish they would have done Star Fox 1, 2, and this new entry 2 in one game. I think that this new game would have had a more appeal to it if it had that active battle to it, that you had to like go stop the forces instead of just running along the rather static path of hard path, easy, medium, you know. But 15 hours. Pacopia? Isn't that game like a bunch of money? In Animal Crossing I got from my library for nothing. So, I mean, what would you do, right? I need to at least give it a shot. What controller are you going to use for the 2D Zelda games? For some reason, I can't use the D-pad. I didn't have any problems with the D-pad working on NES and Super Nintendo NSO. So, I don't think that should be an issue. Yeah, if I can get the games... We're playing Prince of Persia because I got it from the library. This was pretty not good. The game itself is resoundingly mid, and I'm doing like Donald Trump hand things over here. But the 30-minute process of getting clearance to be allowed to play it was balls and buns. I like using the Joy-Con stick when playing a Link to the Past. Well, I mean, this is a bit of a bigger stick. I'm pretty good with this controller. Yeah, I don't even think Ubisoft did this, right? Like, here, let's just hard quit. Credits, whatever. Thank you for playing. Developed by, we farmed this out. Evil Empire. Under the tutelage of Ubisoft. Aren't they in like financial ruin? Oh, that sounds like a copyright strike. I don't know if I'll play any of this handheld. I might. What the shit did I just do? Did that save or not? Read before. What the? I hit saves. Playtime 247. That sounds about right. Okay, well, hold on. If I just hit load, what happens? Biome, the Oasis. That's a weird way to ask, like, Hey, you want to save your game before you exit? No, let's show you the start screen animation. Who does that? Vaughn, I was about to read your comment, but then got sidetracked by this other less interesting That's about it. Who burns the version of the game you're playing into the corner? Like, I can see you putting that on the start screen, right? Along with like a username or something. You see it in Silksong, right? Like here, above the Rogue Prince of Persia. That's where you would expect to see that. Not throughout the entire damn game. That is the sort of thing one does when, what am I doing? When one is in like beta, you know, or no, that's the alpha build and we need to identify it. Metroid Dread. Ugh. I would like to do Metroid Dread, but I know it's probably going to take a while. And it is 900p. And that is going to bother me. And I would prefer that it gets some kind of Switch update. When is the next, what do they call it, Tree Hut or Direct or something? I played through Prime 4 Beyond Switch 2 Edition on the like normal instead of like hard, where you have finite missiles. And I mean, I was still getting dicked down by the bosses pretty good. Dread could be a good playthrough, but I've only played the demo. I thought it was pretty fire. It was certainly a lot more involving and cool than the Rogue Prince of Persia. It had stage design and, you know, enemies that were fun to fight and stuff, right? But I think that's going to take a while, and I would rather approach that when it's ready for the Switch 2. How can Nintendo be buying devs and not making them focus on upgrading the catalog to Switch 2? MP4 was easy. The last boss was a little too bit difficult, but that's it. I had a few that were kind of troublesome. Now, when I kind of went and tried them again, I understood it better. Some of the information I was getting from the scans was disingenuous, telling me to hit the spot on the back. No, you need to shoot the feet. You know, like it wouldn't tell me the truth. I just realized there's 6-hour time difference between us. Much more than I thought. I knew it was at least that much. How are the Arabs taking over England, Tote? Like, is it everything you thought it would be? Isn't Metroid Dread 2D instead of third for first person? Correct. It is a Metroidvania game. Big time. But it is a polygonal graphic art style, plays 2D. It seems pretty fire, but I would like to give it, you know, more of I think it would be more. Do you guys know when they could theoretically announce an upgrade for it? I did get it on sale for $40. I thought that sounded worthwhile from the eShop. No, it was I think it was Amazon that had it for $40 for just a little bit. But yeah, that's something we got to do. Wednesday, how do you guys feel about Wrecking Ball Wednesday? If I play Overwatch on an occasional Wednesday, could that be nice? Retro Tink is the only upgrade. That's an expensive upgrade. Would that honestly feel like it was 4K though? Would that make a 900p game actually look 4K? The Arabs are taking over. Our only hope is that the Americans come save us. I don't think that the Americans can do that. I don't think the Americans can get involved in that fight. What do you think about GameCube games? I would love to see some GameCube games get added to this. I don't understand what the holdup is. It's like we get a new GameCube game every 3 months. Wrecking Ball isn't in stadium mode. Oh, balls. Yeah, Don, we were supposed to try to do some stadium, right? We added a Pokemon game. Oh, you know what? Battletoads. I had a poll when I decided that I would take the night off yesterday. It looked like Battletoads had lost the poll. Then by the time the game's over, I check again and more people voted for Battletoads. So Battletoads could be a thing. Have they added some stuff here lately? I can't recall what Twilight Princess is. Does Link turn into a wolf or no? Did they add anything new here? Or did I resort this all funny? Not a fun way to get out of that, is there? And then on the NES we have I think when I last opened this, you guys saw that it. Oh, look, we do have something new. Kaneda Wong. Yeah, it was a joke play on words type thing that we did once. There's Battletoads. I thought it just said something new happened. I said download the damn update. What did they add on NES? There was a few games, right? Like, this is so jank. Guys, we're adding games. What are you complaining? You're adding games that are like 40 years old. And then that could have been on here from the start. That people have been emulating for 20 years. And you're adding new games, right? Adding new games would be like something a little less obtainable. Like, focus on the GameCube, please. I want Super Mario's. Hey, Wave Race. I only recently heard about a Wave Race 64 sequel. It wasn't until a couple years ago that I realized Wave Race was a game on Game Boy in like 94. I thought that Wave Race 64 was the first one. Draga, the Tower of Draga. Yeah, okay. Pac-Man. Like, is this what we really want, though? Fire up the NES on your Switch 2 to play Pac-Man. I'm just not really understanding the train of thought here. What even is some of this? Mendel Palace. Sounds like something that... How do we get out of that? I was trying to read the details. It sounds like something James and Mike Monday might do. Flip panels to defeat enemies and rescue candy. Ooh, that is not going to fly today. To save Candy, he'll need to outsmart and overpower all of Candy's evil dolls. So they're not under her power, huh? Game Freak, a game made by Pokemon Company on NES. Wow. What do you mean? Namco? Where are you seeing Game Freak? I don't... This game's from 85. And it couldn't have just been here to begin with. Like, it said Game Freak on there? You're not kidding. Maybe that's their first game. Wow. I have to sleep now. We're going to wrap it up right here. I think that Nintendo will announce a Twilight Princess remake of the Nintendo Direct the next. You're probably right, but we're probably, yeah, they got to do something for a Zelda 40th thing, right? But they really didn't do a whole lot for Mario with any of this stuff. Yeah, so we're going to stop right here. I'm going to finish drinking the Red Bull. I'm going to watch something on Hulu with Rachel McAdams. And tomorrow, we've got Animal Crossing. My first foray into Animal Crossing. I know as little as I can about it. They're going to probably show a Zelda movie trailer That's probably more likely than anything actually being announced game wise. That's my guess. But maybe I'll do a poll or ask you guys what we can do after some Animal Crossing. We'll have to see how Animal Crossing goes. Made it this far, wait until marriage counseling.